Why is it that whenever I tell a guy to put it wherever they want, they always stick it in my ass? Holy heck, it's episode 100, baby. We talk about a whole bunch of stuff. Reflecting back on things. What's Andy up to? That's always something that we cover. We get quite into the movie for a change, and then we realize that we probably should have spent the last 100 episodes talking about TV because we like it better, and maybe that is foreshadowing something. There's all that and more on this week's episode of...
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
So you do well in prison, huh?
I think I do well in prison. I think
As in, like, you'd get a lot of roots, or...
Yeah,
Oh,
elaborate
no.
Elaborate on that massively.
I was planning on it. I wasn't. Not that I would cop a lot of roots, Jamie. Of course not. I just think I have the sort of social and political skills to keep myself in an advantageous position.
Okay,
You'd be shanked within 5.
it's your first day in prison.
Yeah.
You've just, like, put on your cool slacks.
Yeah. I'm
I
wearing the
assume
green
you're
jumpsuit.
already trying to rip off the arm so you can show your arms.
Yeah, in jail, just let people know what they're dealing with.
Yeah, you come in, you sit down in your cell. You probably have a wank quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get your first one out.
Yeah. Also, so you can be soft for when they try and beat you off.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do in prison.
Yeah,
they
do
make
beat
sure
you off.
you're satisfied when they have sex with you.
Anyway, go on.
Okay, so it's your first day in prison. What happens next? You're out in the yard. People are working out. There's a guy called Big Bob.
Yeah.
He's a neo-Nazi.
Is he the biggest guy in the yard?
I'm Big Bob. I'm the biggest guy. I'm doing fucking bench press in the yard.
Yeah. All right.
I'm doing fucking... I got plates on there, bro.
Hey, I go straight up to Big Bob. I walk right up to him.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Bob. You need
Hey, new meat.
What's up? You need a spotter?
No, I've got this. Watch this.
Yeah.
Fucking 140 kilos.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. Shit, Big Bob, you're so strong.
I'm pretty... not a lot of people compliment Big Bob in prison. It's all just swastika tattoos this, and stay away from Bob that, and Bob shanks people. No one ever wants to get to know the real Bob.
Well, Bob...
In this scenario, I've died in prison because they sent me to the men's prison because of politics, and I didn't last long.
Yeah, look, we're all very sad about that.
The AFP keeps calling it a clerical error.
Big Bob, I think, I actually heard before. Do you know about, I don't know, give me the name of another white supremacist.
Oh, what, in my crew?
Yeah.
What, like David Duke? Or
That's
a white supremacist?
That's Zane over there.
Yeah. So Zane was telling me before
Yeah.
he kind of thinks you're a bitch.
Okay, new meat. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Do you
I'm gonna have
know
a
what's
word.
funny about when you call me new mate?
Yeah.
Is I actually like it when you make fun of me. So it's like you can make fun of me all you want.
Who says I'm fucking making fun of you?
No, man.
New meat is your term because you're new meat.
That's
in
a good
prison.
one, man. I think that's hilarious. I think you're so
Are
funny.
you fucking making fun of me right now?
No, not at all. Look at Zane mugging you off.
Zane?
Telling people that he thinks you're shit at cactus juice.
Yeah, man, your fucking head would be punched in so quickly.
I don't know what cactus juice is.
Oh, no.
But it sounds,
I'm in big trouble then.
but it sounds gay.
A lot.
It sounds like you might be the cactus in this situation while I make beautiful juice out of you.
A lot of my political maneuvers were based on the idea that I have some kind of pull with the guys who run cactus juice.
Okay, why are you narrating to yourself your reasons when you should be talking to me, Big Bob, new meat?
That was it. I was telling you what my strategy was.
So what? But what's cactus juice?
So now you're telling him that there's a strategy.
Look, Big Bob, I didn't want to tell you this,
Go on.
but I heard that Token were actually very interested in meeting with you.
The token?
The Token, dude. The boys.
Did you get this down from on high?
I did.
Big Kev?
I got I got a big call from Big Kev that Big Bob's got big things in his future.
That's interesting because I've been writing a lot in my cell.
Yeah, and
you know?
we've noticed, dude. You've been doing really good.
New meat. I think that. Have you been doing stand up long?
A little bit.
I've never
Not
done
too
it.
long.
I've never done it before.
Like not as long.
But they
as,
have an open mic night every week in the prison.
I've been doing stand up.
You've never
They say
been
I'm too.
courageous enough
I
to
always
get up.
miss. I always miss the sign up. They always say they can put me on next week.
I've been doing stand up like 4 years. I can help you out.
I've been writing. My problem is that
You're
like
solitary.
my problem is that when I write, like I reckon I've got like 20 great minutes of material, but they keep asking me to do like 5-minute spots.
Yeah, it's
so
so
it's
limiting,
difficult.
man, you know?
Bob, let me have a look at some of that. I reckon we can trim some of that down.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think, a lot of people when they come in, and look, I hate to tell you this, Bob, but a lot of people...
Big Bob.
I do apologize. When they come in, I mean, look, Bob, you're going to be pretty bad at it when you start, all right?
You just said it again.
Big Bob. It's going to take a long time for you to build up the skills. You'll get there. You'll get to the 20, but to be honest with you, it's pretty likely that your 20 minutes is... it's probably not actually good 20 minutes.
What the fuck did you say to me?
All I'm saying is I know the guys at Cactus Shoes. I can get you the time you need to work on your stuff.
Me and Zane are going to take turns on you. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you have to go to Sweeney's. There's been a few jailbirds that have performed there.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Sweeney's.
Oh, right.
Some of my best friends perform at Sweeney's.
Yeah.
I would often be heckling
And
in the
I've
crowd.
often crushed in Sweeney's too.
I do think I would do well in jail. I think I'm affable and likable.
I don't know how far that'll get you.
That won't get you. That's like...
You know what I think will get you far is your complete willingness to be subservient.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would get fucked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
But like, I
no,
think
that's okay.
I think people.
I mean, it's not, but it's fine.
I think people will be like, Hastings makes a good bunkmate, if you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah, and there's worse positions to be in jail.
Big Bob would protect you.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure something out.
So you missed the...
Which group would
should've
you
just
go to?
shanked Big Bob straight away. That's what they tell you to do.
I think neo-Nazi's the sensible answer just based on how I look, right?
You should go to the Latin Kings.
I could become one of their hombres. I don't want to make any sort of...
You just go in there and you're like, can I join the Latin Kings? And like, hey, essay. It's the Latin X Kings.
That's funny. That's
Do they have
funny.
other prison gangs? They'd be like Hell's Angels and shit.
Yeah,
right?
Black
Like-
Panthers.
Yeah, well...
Hell's Angels would kind of ally with white supremacists, right?
yeah, I think a lot of the
But
time.
aren't, they're old like war veterans, right?
I think not anymore.
Yeah, but I know like Hell's Angels like has ties with...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Well, the bouldering gym I go to is called Nomad, and that's also a bikie gang. So maybe I'd,
Well, Nomad, from what I know about bikie gangs, exclusively from watching seasons 1 to 5 of Sons of Anarchy,
Yeah.
going Nomad means that you're part of a group, but you're not part of an official
in Australia,
charter.
it's one of the biggest
Ah.
actual bikie gangs. A friend of mine one of my Boulder bros, he was.
Do you have little
That
friends
upset
that
me
you've
so
made
much.
exclusively at the Boulder
No, they're
gym?
friends they're people I know who got me into bouldering,
Okay.
and so now they're my Boulder friends. Like it's one of the vets' old
Are
workmates.
people ever like, big dogs here?
Only people I already know. But yeah, I have Boulder friends. Don't worry about it.
Oh my God.
I was on the way.
They're
back
like more experienced. Show me how to do stuff.
I was on the way back from Splendid.
I make a good bunk mate.
years ago and was getting like, we did like an all-nighter driving home. I was getting like McDonald's breakfast in Taree or some shit. I was standing in line and a dude wearing a Comancheros jacket just like straight up stood in front of me and ordered, and I'm like, yeah, bro, go ahead.
Yeah, man, he's earned it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking be like, oi.
But yeah, one of my Boulder bros is wearing a Nomad like t-shirt. Like they sell like merch at the gym.
There'd
I
be
haven't
so
done
many
it.
brands called Nomad.
For sure. He's got his on though, and it's from the bouldering gym I go to.
Yeah.
And a guy comes up to me and goes, "What chapter you're in, bro?" And it took him a couple minutes.
Chapter 4.
Yeah. Chapter 4 of Game of Thrones. He's like a big nerd too. He's like a big he loves like Star Wars Lego and like shit like that.
Sick.
Cool guy. I watch wrestling with him.
A guy who was bouldering as a nerd?
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
He's so good at
intersection
bouldering,
of-
guys. He's like the things I've seen him do. It's
Yeah, because they've all
mind-blowing.
got strong forearms because they're always
Yeah.
jacking off at home.
Yeah, man.
Swole nerds is like a real new and troubling thing.
I love it, dude. I'm getting into it. I am one now, I think.
I don't think you're nerdy enough. I mean,
Yeah.
like, the problem is that you've got all the nerd credentials. You
Yeah.
sit at home playing video games
Yep.
a lot. You're kind of into, like, nerdy...
Yeah. Wrestling's very nerdy.
Yeah, but, like, different.
Yeah, I also
But you're not-
I'm back into Star Wars in a big way at the moment.
Yeah, but you're not like hanging out at the comic book store.
No, that's true. I
But-
do
but you do read
I do
comics.
own comics. I read comics and I
Yeah.
own comics. Yeah. I moved a bunch the other day. They were very heavy. Fuck, is that my mum?
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, hold on.
Can we not do this on the pod?
Yeah, see if she'll answer and give you money on the pod.
Yeah. It'd
I
be
think-
like when someone's phone rings at a gig.
Hastings is conducting a deal right now with his own mother. He's just like, yeah, you got the Dexies? And she's Man, I would love if Hastings, because Hastings' mom is like the sweetest woman in the world, but if she
she's
was
lovely.
just like Hastings as well, that would be so funny to me. She was just like, yeah, sick, dude. What are we doing this weekend? We're going to fucking Gladdy?
I can't imagine a woman like Hastings.
That's an interesting question. I don't know if I've ever met a woman completely like Hastings, but
Like
it makes sense. Like a woman that loves partying.
Yeah. Like, there's people with the aesthetic and whatnot, but, like, no one quite with the personality, I feel. Or maybe I'm just not thinking hard enough about it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Hastings would say that, like, the people that go to AM, PM and stuff are, like, his exact doppelgangers. They're just women because they'd be listening to the same music. They'd have probably the swooping haircut, tattoos, and they'd probably be abusing Ritalin and prescription drugs.
Wait, is it ringing? What's What's up?
I'm trying to figure out if there's, like, a female version of you.
Hard to say.
And if so, where can we fuck her?
I'm not asking that.
Rose literally asked that.
I've seen a lot of traits. There's no single trait of mine that I have not seen in a woman. There's no one woman that has all the same traits as me.
Yeah.
Man, what a dream that would be.
But that's just like what people are.
I'm picturing it
just
now.
describing personalities.
I'm picturing
Oh, but there are, like, real, like, you go down Price Waterhouse Coopers or something like that, there's a million of the same dude.
That's true, dude.
I'm picturing
I hate
Hastings
Wall Street
woman now.
Bros.
He's got a long Morticia Adams haircut,
Ooh, yeah.
obscuring ears that are 1 meter long.
Some sort of dark elf.
Yeah.
Feels like something out of the Addams Family.
Yeah, man. That's cool. She sounds hot.
Probably because you just
She,
said...
in my mind, dude, she's stacked.
Do you ever wonder about... Rose, you are obviously excluded from this. Do you ever wonder about, like, if you were a woman, Jamie, if you'd have big tits? Like, just genetically? You ever, like, if I would I be doing? If I was born a woman, what would I be dealing with?
I reckon
think
any
I'd-
goofy straight bloke has had that thought.
I think I'd
Alright.
have decent.
I think I'd have small boobs.
Yeah, I think
You
would,
would
too.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'd
Most
have,
of my family have small boobs.
I think I'd have like a C.
That's good, dude.
I think I would actually have pretty big ones because people in my family seem to have quite big ones. I'm also quite big.
Yeah, I
so-
was gonna say, you're a big person. Big people tend to have. Yeah, you got a bit of height on you.
I'll be racked and stacked eventually.
Man, I love getting racked and stacked.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dog.
Yeah.
What's been happening this week?
Man, I'm back into Star Wars in a big way. That's
Yeah.
exciting. I've moved.
How
on.
so?
I've rewatched almost all the movies.
Are you
in the
watching
last-
like the Clone Wars because that's on Disney Plus?
Yeah, I have
I'm
been.
tempted to go through it.
I'm like
There's
episode,
so much of it.
I'm episode like 7 or 8, and it's like pretty fun.
I think Kotaku or somewhere put together like a list of it's like, hey, if you like Star Wars but don't want to watch every
watch
episode.
like these 10 episodes or whatever.
Oh, but it was like 60, I think.
yeah,
like, it was
man,
quite
I'll
a
check
lot.
that out. But yeah, I've done all the prequels recently. They're real funny.
I watched Phantom Menace relatively recently.
pretty fun.
And then I didn't have the heart to go through with Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, I
You got it. The only bit you watch for that is that little Yoda fight, which is the best thing that happens in all of Star Wars.
I also like.
hate that
I
fight.
yeah, I hate that fight too.
But it's so fun to watch him flipping around and shit.
The character means so much to me.
Well, the problem with that fight is the same problem I have with the Matrix Reloaded's
Yeah.
100 Agent fight.
Yeah.
Is that it's not.
Is
There's
that
nothing.
the second one?
Yeah. It's
Right.
just that you can see where, especially in Matrix Reloaded, you can see where it's effects and not practical stunt
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
oh, I'm just watching like a cartoon.
It's a cartoon, yeah.
And there's not much fun
But-
watching like a
and whatever
cartoon
age-
of fight scenes.
But at
yeah,
whatever
it's like, it's
age-
Christopher Lee, but he's a cartoon.
Whatever
Like,
age I
Christopher
watched
Lee.
that, like, it was like, whoa, this is pretty sick.
Oh yeah, sure.
I really enjoy in Attack of the Clones like the first part where they're in Coruscant and they're like,
Detective Kenobi.
yeah, and they're like chasing people around and like going
like
through the
Detective
highways.
Pikachu.
It is a little bit like Detective Pikachu. It's got that kind of like
Neo-noir.
I was about to say, like, yeah, it definitely has a bit of that vibe. Man, Detective Pikachu on Netflix. Next time I take drugs, that's what I'm watching.
Yeah, well, I mean the
Surprised
Sonic.
you haven't done it already.
the
Wait,
So-
doesn't count.
The Sonic the Hedgehog movie came out.
I'm seeing it tonight.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah, it's Valentine's Day today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm seeing Sonic the Hedgehog with my wife. It's gonna be great.
God damn, I was gonna go see it yesterday, but I got too busy doing work stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk Sonic. I'll
Yeah.
let you know how it goes,
It's just,
or we can discuss it.
Reviews
next time on
have
pod.
been
it doesn't look good.
been mixed.
The trailer
It's
makes
gonna
it
be
look
bad.
really bad.
but a lot of people on Twitter seem to like genuinely enjoy it.
I have I have access to marijuana and I'll be able to buy popcorn there.
Yeah, so you're going to love
I'm
it.
going to have the best time.
Are you going to go see it in 4D?
I'm not sure. Probably not.
You should.
Man, maybe I should.
Got to go fast.
I do gotta. That's true. I don't know if a vet would want to go see it in 4D.
Why not?
Oh, but just tell her
Because
about
like,
the joys
does
of
she want to
4D.
see Sonic?
Yeah. She thinks it looks funny.
Yeah, so then you'd be like 4D enhances the experience. It's like a ribbed condom.
That's true.
It makes it funnier.
Jesus.
It's ribbed.
Oh,
for her.
ribbed. I think you said ripped.
But I like before you said
Technically,
she-
that does enhance the experience.
Yeah, well, it also very much changes.
I also like how before you said Jesus, you kind of nodded in agreement at the idea that a ripped condom was better. No, I said ribbed, you
yeah,
degenerate.
that makes more sense. Yeah. I was upset by the prospect. Don't worry.
No, you weren't. Your eyes lit up.
No.
And your tongue did like a weird cartoon thing where it folded out of your mouth.
And devil horns grew from my head. And I started breathing smoke.
And you became the World Industries mascot.
Absolutely,
Devil
dude.
boy.
He's
Flame
kind
boy.
of like I would
Well,
say
the devil guy.
There was a devil guy?
there was
Well,
a
there
devil
was
guy.
Flame Boy, Wet Willy, and the devil guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember what devil guy was called.
Yeah.
Maybe just Devil Boy?
Some shit like
Fuck,
that.
I have to
I don't
look this up
remember
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd
Did
remember.
you show it to me and I'll remember.
I had a World Industries deck with the devil on it.
I think the devil guy
I
was.
think I had a... Oh, no, I didn't have the deck. I had something.
I think the devil guy was the closest I ever came to having a father. Really, the biggest paternal influence on my life.
Yeah, well,
Those are
yeah,
the-
fucking the devil guy is in the logo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give us a look. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Dad.
He was on one
Who
shoulder
you,
and Wet
devil?
Willy was on the other shoulder.
The other shoulder was my mum being like, Andrew.
Wait, who's on the man? History, Plan B, restructuring. This is all boring as shit.
Yeah.
Didn't World Industries kind of tank and it became like a brand you could buy at like Target and
Well,
shit?
Big W.
They were huge, but they were always known for like not making great quality stuff and being like good graphics, but
Yeah.
the decks weren't that good.
And people also liked it because it's like, oh, look, here's like the little sticker of Flame Boy, but he's giving you the finger.
Man,
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
like genius in a way to market with like 3 like cartoon characters who were kind of instantly recognizable.
Yeah, man.
But like
McDonald's
people
did it.
didn't like the decks so much, I believe. So then they kind of like had, when skateboarding went out of vogue, I think they kind of had a bad period. But then obviously like you think like going to Big W or Kmart or whatever they went through is like a bad move for them. But it's huge. Like they fucking licensed it to like one of the biggest department stores in the world.
Yeah,
so they probably
but-
got hell money.
Oh, yeah, there would have been a huge payoff.
You worked at Big W, didn't you?
I did. But I don't think World Industries was at my work.
Probably not by... What age would you have been?
Oh, like I was... No, yeah, World Industries would have been I think it was Kmart that they
I really
went
think
to.
it was Target.
Maybe.
We're
We're going to look this up now too.
Someone on Twitter pointed out like why the Hamburglar exists. I saw the other day.
What is that?
Well, because it's like a hack stand-up premise of like, oh, he steals the burgers. Why doesn't Ronald, et cetera, et cetera.
I don't actually know if I've seen anyone do that.
I've seen that a bunch. Anyway, it's because to have kids to be like, oh no, someone's coming for your hamburgers. It creates like it's like, oh no, I better have my hamburgers. Like
Eat fast.
it's like literally the same. Like it's like a forced famine. It's like you create scarcity, it creates demand. It's like putting scarcity in children's minds, so they're like, no, I got to get the hamburgers because someone's going to take the hamburgers.
So what's the bird chick's purpose?
she represents fries.
She does, actually. That's true.
But what's her name?
I know.
But what
Rumor
is...
says a milkshake, apparently.
Really?
That makes sense.
Yeah, dude. Well, you think I haven't scrolled the Wikipedia page for the ham for the
What's the bird chick's name?
Birdie?
Birdie. Because it always bothered me that past guest Charlie McCann referred to her as Birdo on stage.
Birdo is Yoshi's
Birdo's from Super Mario.
trans friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yoshi's trans friend.
Apparently, Birdo's trans. That's like a
no,
thing.
yeah, but Birdo's been non-binary, I think, since the beginning, because the pronouns were always they.
That qualifies.
Years ago, people on Twitter started like really grilling their like official McDonald's Twitter account about like, is Mayor McCheese corrupt? Like he's been in for so long, and like the responses from McDonald's were quite funny, and I was surprised. And I'm like, oh, of course McDonald's got like a genius to run their social media.
Yeah. As an ex-social media manager, Rose is like, man, the people in those top slots, they're working on levels I can't even fucking...
You gotta
That's the top
you
jobs
gotta-
we're talking
you
about
gotta
right
They
now.
wouldn't let me do that
Yeah.
shit.
Gotta
I would have
respect the
loved to
game,
have done
dog.
that.
Rose,
Well, I think
Rose
like
works
some
in the footsteps of giants.
some people.
I don't work in those footsteps anymore.
You don't work. People, I think, like different brands have more of a reign on social media, and it's always the ones that are like, "Hey, go fucking nuts with it." That seemingly do the best and get like the most write-ups against them.
Yeah, the Wendy's one's really funny.
Yeah, but then like
Yeah,
all
you
it
should be
all it
able to have
takes
some
all it
personality.
takes for that no leash is like one thing where the guy's like,
Yeah.
"What about Mayor McN-word?"
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, you gotta go.
Yeah. If you were to create a, all right,
I just did Mayor McN-word.
all right. So it's one of the two questions I was going to ask. What was-
That actually just sounds like a last name, Mayor McKenward, like Ken.
Well,
like
no, my name
K-E-N,
is Maya. Maya McN-word. That's who I'd be if I was trans. I'd be like, why'd you change both your names?
I did a gig with Zoe Coombs Ma last night, and she was telling me she's friends with.
Drop something there, Rose. Get something on the ground there.
You seen Cambo's joke recently about dropping names? It's fine.
All right.
It was a great gig. I enjoyed it. But she, like an old school friend of hers, is like this Sydney drag queen called Carmen Get It.
Oh, yeah.
But because like occasionally they have to do like kind of family friendly things like drag brunch or whatever, she had to change her name because it was originally Carmen My Ass.
That's great. All right, so you got to make up a McDonald's mascot, and then you got to make up a mascot for a brand that does not yet have a mascot.
Okay.
Right. Does Colonel Sanders count as a mascot?
He absolutely does. But
But he's
accept,
like the figurehead, the ruler.
I've got to make up one for
I'll
McDonald's.
accept a new one for KFC though. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So a new one for McDonald's.
Okay. I think like you know what I'd go for? I'm struggling to think of the character at the moment, but I think I'd represent maybe like the humble McChicken or fillet of fish because they haven't been represented.
Yeah, the bitch burgers.
It's like the POCs of McDonald's.
I'm listening.
I love them fucking McChicken.
Man, dude, that was one of my
could be a lot
go-tos.
worse, yeah.
I don't love the fillet of
no,
fish.
I don't think I've ever been.
But I
daring
do
enough
love
to try the
I
fillet
do
of
love
fish.
like a fish finger sandwich, which
Yeah.
is pretty much the same shit.
Yeah,
but
back
it's
when I
got
ate meat, I
that
loved
home feel about it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, the tomato
you
sauce.
really reward yourself for putting processed things in the oven and then
some
slapping them between
I&J.
white bread. Okay, so maybe mine's like the fillet of fish. Maybe he's called like, maybe it's like a fisherman character or something.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And
Does
he's-
he look like a fillet of fish, or does he?
I don't think he
Did-
can
or
look
did-
because a fillet of fish is just a fucking orange
Yeah.
block.
Well,
Yes,
like
it is.
Birdie
Which is kinda
doesn't look
boring.
like fries.
It looks like she's made of fries a little bit.
Does it?
The wings look a bit fryish.
Okay.
Well, nothing
Well,
about
there's a
Grimace looks
but there's a way
milkshakey.
to like incorporate like elements of the fillet of fish. So let's say like my fisherman has come in his pants and it looks
Yeah.
like tartar sauce
Yeah,
or something.
I mean, there's going to be something about cum and tartar sauce in there.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I've got an easy one
Yeah.
that I can't believe they haven't actually done yet, which is another burger head one like Mayor McCheese, but it's just Big Mac.
Yeah, Big Mac.
And it's a big dude whose head is a Big Mac.
I mean, that's pretty right there. What about like if like Vagisil had no, like what's it called?
McDonald's doesn't sell Vagisil.
Oh, we're talking about McDonald's.
Yeah,
all
you
right.
haven't done your one.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Mine's the fisherman with cum in his pants. Rose's
Yeah.
is Big
Does he
Mac.
have one of those like big chin strap beards?
Yeah, and he has a hook for a hand as well.
Yeah.
For
And
mur-
he's the murderer.
for
and
murdering
I still know
people.
what you did last summer or whatever.
Okay, it's going to be like a bacon and egg McMuffin guy.
Oh, no
But
one's
it's-
done
yeah, the
breakfast.
breakfast menu.
What
hasn't been
about
explored.
hotcakes? And it's like a
Ooh.
sex worker.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a hot cake, but with like a big pair of like legs with fishnet stockings
Tasteful.
and high heels.
If someone ever calls me hotcakes one day, I'll be like,
Yeah, it's not
you know
bad.
what? I don't mind.
I mean,
that.
I wouldn't mind getting called hot
I was thinking.
Maybe I'll start calling you hotcake.
Thank you,
But that's just going to
hotcakes.
make people be like, you're very rude to Jamie.
You keep calling him because you misinterpret and you keep being like pancake face, pancake butt.
Like,
So-
no, I just think he's a beautiful man.
That's funny. It's a bacon and egg McMuffin.
Yeah.
But it's not an anthropomorphized muffin. It's like a detective character,
Right.
and he's
Okay.
like grizzled and hungover and eating them because he's like, I have
He
this
needs-
He
less
spends a
than
lot of
days.
time concerning himself with B&Es.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
That's going in an ad. Yeah, it's that. So it's like, and he's there, and he's trying to catch the Hamburglar, but he's always eating them because he's always like, he's like an old 50s, like addicted to like barbiturates and alcohol, kind of like, 5 o'clock shadow.
I could see that on the box of a Happy Meal.
and he's like,
Yep.
or,
It's like, these ain't your fucking daddy's mascots. We got a sex worker, a guy addicted to barbiturates.
yeah, and he's like, I haven't
McDonald's
slept.
really teaching kids about post-traumatic stress disorder.
He's there being like, I haven't slept since I got back from, World War II.
Yeah.
And he's, he's
Well,
all
World War II
traumatized.
would age him out of it now, surely, right?
If
Because
he's
in
in
World
the
War II
fifth-
did that, he's dead.
No, if he's in the 50s. So I'm saying he's like a 50s detective. Been
Okay, yeah.
So he was in his 20s, in the 40s. So he's in his 30s in the 50s. There you go.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of those old detective guys are World War II supposed to have been in
Yeah,
World
but
War
I think
II.
now you'd move them to
Nam or Korea or something.
Nam or maybe even the first.
Vietnam vets are fucking old,
Maybe
man.
even the first Gulf War.
Yeah, dude, man, you could. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Damn, time's crazy. 30 years ago, fuck.
Time be crazy.
Time do be crazy. I know.
And what's your other?
Yeah, what's this Vagisil thing?
Yeah.
I know, not bad. Just I meant femme fresh, and it's like a prudish like nun. It's like a woman being like shame.
See, I like
It's
femme.
very sex negative.
I'm
God.
starting a competing company called Femme Fresh, and what it does, it delivers feminine hygiene products to your door, but you've got to make them yourself, and it comes with little recipe cards.
What about creme
This is
fraiche?
triggering.
A little bit of a nod.
This is triggering on multiple levels.
That's funny, Jay, because I'm making my own company, and what it is called creme fraiche.
Go on.
And what it is I go around to people who don't have time to cook dinner's house.
And you come.
They eat my cum.
I'm just gonna say, fuck them.
Put it in the
Oh,
wok.
fuck their wife.
Put it in the wok.
Put it in the wok. 2020 Hastings cooks now.
It's just like a vet coming home after like a hard day.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, thank God Hastings is cooking. She just finds you with your dick hanging over the slow cooker, being like, this cum's going to be 4 more hours. You just keep tasting it with your... Needs more cumin.
Yeah, that's pretty lit. I'd do that.
Well,
You can see why this has got to 100 episodes with
Absolutely.
bits like this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
this is a special episode.
I've been having an issue lately, and it's to do with this podcast, and it's to do with how long we've been recording in advance. Do you remember, like a month ago now? Maybe it was like 2 weeks ago now. A while ago, I said something fun. When did we do the Duggan episode?
It
Last
was like
weekend.
less than a week ago.
I have no sense of time. All right, so on the Duggan
5
episode,
days ago.
I said something that I thought was funny, and I can't remember what I said.
I couldn't be bothered trying to think of it.
Yeah, and so I messaged you guys being like, "What was the funny thing I said?"
And I didn't write back to it.
because I want to try it on stage, but I still can't remember. But I keep going to be like, I'm pretty sure that'll be good. So, but like because we record events, I have to wait like 6 weeks till I hear it. But at this stage, when the listeners hearing this now, they'll have heard the Cameron Duggan episode,
And they'll
so
know-
they'll know the joke, and they're going to
they'll-
be there going,
yeah.
"Hastings, it's nothing."
They'll be. I was going to say they will have been to Powerbomb because they listened
Yeah.
to the plugs and they will have been like, "Fuck."
And seen the new
pro-
greatest bit.
The process from podcast to stage takes a lot of craft.
It does, dude. That's when people really see my skill set.
I wonder if how many people like do riffs in podcasts and are like, "That's going on the fucking."
Heaps. I've
ad."
seen it on
Heaps
heaps.
of
I've seen
people.
it on heaps. Yeah.
And how many times are they good?
Sometimes.
I
Yeah.
think in the early days of podcasting,
I've seen
as
McGowan
well,
do it. Like,
Yeah, in the early days of podcasting as well, I think people were trying to shoehorn their bits into conversation.
yeah, I would never do that on pod. Do you guys know that it's possible to get pregnant through anal sex?
Please tell us the whole joke. It's been 100 episodes.
Well,
Yeah.
What joke?
Oh, sorry. I was referring to something else.
Yeah. Don't say the name.
But baby, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Well, I was just. Did you guys know that it's possible to get
No,
pregnant through anal
I didn't
sex?
know that.
Well, all right. So
Vaginal sex, I've heard you can.
it's very uncommon. But what happens
heard.
sometimes?
It's very uncommon through vaginal sex.
I read a book.
Yeah.
But what happens sometimes is after the man ejaculates,
Mhm.
sometimes it'll like drip down, like it'll like. I'm doing like a hand motion
Because
for
no
those that
one's
can't
no
see.
one's felched.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll,
So it'll
like,
drip down out of their butt.
it'll drip down.
And the nice lady can get pregnant that way?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Mm.
Bellissimo.
yeah, and that's how and like it does happen. But like, what's crazy for me is because like,
Yeah, what a scenario.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it a bit lately. It's been playing on my mind.
Yeah,
Jamie.
well, it
You
would.
must be imagining.
No, not yet.
No, he's conceptualizing at this point.
Because
right,
I'm thinking
right.
about like how like because my parents had me so young.
Oh, you're worried that you might be
Yeah,
an
'Cause,
anal
like,
sex
well, because
conceived baby.
I know that I was an accident, so it's like it's possible that they didn't use protection because it was anal sex, and
Yeah.
you know, and it's like
Shouldn't
so
you
it's-
still use protection for the anal sex?
for different reasons.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, it's just got me thinking, like, you know, like imagine being a butt baby. Like, imagine, like, what if I was a butt? But like, you know, imagine, like, what would it be like? You know, like if I was made in a butt, like how, you know,
Yeah.
how am I supposed to reconcile those ideas? Like, you know, I went to Catholic school, and you do it.
You went to Catholic school.
I went to Catholic school, and I'm pretty sure you can't get to heaven if you're a
Yeah.
butt
If you're a
baby.
butt
Well, you
baby.
can't get buried in a Jewish cemetery if you're a butt baby.
That's where I got the idea.
Yeah.
That was great. Thanks, guys.
I really wish that we had a
Going
soundboard
to
to
your-
just do some like rapturous cheering.
Yeah.
We should go to your therapist this week and you're like, I'm finally,
Rapturous
did it on
is what I
pod.
meant to say.
I feel good. I think we might be done here. And you just walk and you just start like whistling as you walk down the street. And that's when you get creamed by a Mark truck.
Well, I was going to say that he just kind of dissolves into nothing.
He can finally move on from this realm.
Yeah.
And then like we're potting without him, and occasionally I'm like about to say something about my dick, and I just kind of look off, and it's a projection of Hastings being like, "Talk about it, talk about it, bro."
Oh man, I wasn't planning on doing butt baby today, but here we are.
We never plan on doing butt baby.
100
That's what
episodes.
podcasting is, you know, pimping people into doing shit they don't want to.
Yeah, dude. That's how I feel about having a job, dude. I'm kind of like a slave to rent.
When's this come out? In late March? I got to play Final
Something like
Fantasy
that.
VII Remake this week.
Fuck.
It was sick.
Man. Oh yeah, you're after embargo?
I believe this will be after the embargo, but I will not spoil anything. I'll
Oh.
just say that I did play it.
And it was sick?
Yes. I also met the director and interviewed him.
Wow.
He was a nice man.
That's huge.
I made him laugh too.
Congratulations.
Fucking did butt baby on his ass.
You directed.
What does directing a video game entail?
Same as a cartoon, basically.
Yeah, kind of.
Right.
But like it's like
Oh, right.
it's kind of like overseeing as well. Like he
And with like gameplay elements.
yeah,
As well,
he like programmed some stuff himself. He was saying because he was talking about like one specific bit that he was really excited for people to see.
Yeah.
It's a very and I got to play that bit as well.
Yeah, it seems like he'd be there going like, I want the combat to feel smoother.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, and as well as being like hands-on or whatever.
But yeah, it was pretty cool.
I want to direct a video game, but with no video game know-how. So just like every like piece of feedback is like, can you just make it like doper?
We were talking
But
about
don't you have to like design the characters then?
No, that could be a character designer, that could be a creator, that could be an animator, whatever. Like,
usually you'd have like
An
for
art
a
director?
big game you'd have like a scenario writer or writer,
Mm.
character designers, animators, lead animators, director and producers all having their dirty hands.
This is why I do stand up, you know? It's just me, a microphone, and a stage, you know?
yeah, no audience.
It-
Yeah, I love the like that fucking dumb ass stand up thing, but because it doesn't apply anymore. It's like that's what I fucking love about stand up. It's me, a microphone, a stage, a podcast, a writing project packet for the project.
Take my TV down to the pub so I can do like a multimedia thing in
Yeah.
my trial show.
Yeah,
a guitar in case I'm feeling songbirdy.
Yeah.
But last night,
My
like,
notes on critical theory, like,
but this
The
gig-
feedback's just so instant as I wait for a management company
Yeah.
to view my video.
But this-
all my Noam Chomsky material in case a debate breaks out.
Oh. And this gig I did last night though was in like a nice theater in like Darlinghurst, and the like call time was insanely early because they walked in and they're like, "Look, this is where this is where this is, blah blah blah. Come in, we'll do a sound check, which is basically just me being, hello, I'm talking to the microphone. Yeah, that sounds good." So then I just had to hang around there for like an hour and 45 minutes.
Was
Yeah.
the
'Cause
main
they-
act there, or did she just get to come later?
She had to get there before I did.
Jeez, that sounds boring as shit.
Yeah.
Was this man act your good friend Zoe Coombs-Mar? close personal friend. That's always cool. I got nothing.
Yeah, I would say we're friends now. I wouldn't say
Man,
we're close friends.
that's
I would like to be.
showing up an hour and a half just to do sound check. That's why success, doesn't appeal to me.
I was talking
But it's
to...
just like a theatre person's like misunderstanding of stand-up.
Yeah.
I like to keep things punk rock, going to open mics.
Yeah.
But they said that they like having stand-ups
money.
there because all the actors and that turn up and they're just like, oh, we don't have
Yeah.
this thing or whatever. And we're like, we've got a green room. That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
For sure, right?
Just looking through the fridge, being like, water, come on.
Whenever I do like a gig or something like that, or like if I was like ever like running lounge or something for Reese and like some interstate act would turn up and be like, is there like a green room? Like, how many gigs do you do? Like, how often do you get a fucking green
You
room?
also, like, whenever you do those non-comedy booked gigs, when, like, they happen, like, the 1 or 2 times a year or whatever, you always have to make sure, like, that your face doesn't betray you when, like, you get there and there's, like, a green room full of beers and they're like, so, like, 300 for the 10 minutes? And you're just, like, straight-faced.
That
just
is
like,
the rate.
yeah, like, I mean, usually it's just, like, your hand, like, leg is violently shaking. You're just like, if I could have it now.
My poker shades immediately go on.
yeah.
I might have actually got more than that. Like,
Yeah,
Oh, my Lord,
but like you just,
Rosemary.
taking Quaaludes just so that your face won't give away.
Bottle of
any-
beta blockers shaking
so
in my
you've
hand.
just got no excitement in your face. They're just like, well, this is pretty modest, and you're like, it's got a fucking couch. I'm gonna call Hastings and be like, guess what I'm sitting on, bro?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the ketamine to kick in. I need the dissociative qualities that they don't know they're doing too much. Yeah, man. I think that's all pretty cool stuff. Speaking of, I was messaging a friend yesterday. I just don't want to. I don't want to. It's a friend of ours.
Yeah.
But we were
It was Jamie.
messaging,
I think it was.
we were talking just about like nerves and about whatever. And she goes,
You just like have fucking shit and nerves.
we were talking about nerves,
Oh,
about like
nerves.
comedy stuff. And she goes, yeah, I was super nervous opening. Sorry, I was nervous for this show, but I wasn't nervous at all when I opened for Will. So, who's Will? Who's yeah, I was pretty happy with that.
It's a close personal friend.
Yeah, close personal friend Will.
Will.
No, just spelling that with one L.
Yeah.
Wonder which Will that could be.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. I enjoyed that moment.
I
in
know
my
who you're
life.
talking about now.
There's a lot of our friends open for Will.
I think
Anderson.
I think every Sydney comedian opened for them.
It seems as if every Sydney
Except
comedian.
for one.
Except-
You need about 78 more.
Yeah. Just so you know, listener, that's not me and Jamie pretending to be bitter we didn't open for Will. We're making fun of someone who was bitter for not opening.
I don't know
for
if it's
Will.
making like that much fun because like I am at like that person is not the only person
No,
to
of
have
course.
thought that. They're just the
They're
only
just the only
person
one to
to have
express it
publicized.
publicly.
Yeah, people were smart enough not to express it on Twitter.
Well, I just think it's like you think you can get away with stuff sometimes on social media.
Yeah.
Be like, isn't this a funny joke?
Yeah.
That isn't this a funny joke that I'm
Yeah.
referencing Cameron James?
You-
And it's
yeah.
just like all you want is for him to just be like, "You're like a son to me."
Yeah.
Except for me, I would like the daughter.
yeah.
Yeah. I would like to be the uncle of Jim Jeffries. That's my dream.
You want to be his uncle?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Explain that.
I feel like it would get me more respect around the open mics. I feel like people would listen to me more.
Taught that bloke everything he knows.
Yeah, exactly. I would really ham up an accent.
Used,
I don't
used
really
to have a gun around the house, shot my wife by mistake. Now look at that bit.
His
it's
dad,
everywhere.
My brother, absolute dead shit.
Shot and killed my wife.
Yeah.
Now look at that gun control bit. Proud of the cobber.
Exactly. That's what I want to be.
Just the idea that you shot and killed a vet
Yeah.
to inspire him to write a gun control bit.
Oh man. I've opened for cool acts.
Who?
Ray Cashman.
I think I've opened for the coolest act there is.
Yeah.
Andrew Hastings.
Fuck yeah, dude. Absolutely you have.
That actually, like, this is.
Oh, hang on. I've got a contender.
This
I've
is-
opened for one Dan Muggleton.
That's great.
Yeah,
No,
but
I've just opened for a lot of like
you see, the
local
thing
Sydney
is,
people.
though, like, I framed
No
it
one
like
good.
opening for Hastings was a joke, but it's not. Like, I would genuinely say, like, opening for Hastings is always a delight because the
you
crowd,
do so well, yeah.
because the crowds are always there to see him and support him. Like, I've never seen crowds like rally around someone so much.
Thank you.
But they're also so willing for you to just fucking ruin him.
Yeah.
And like if you strike the tone beautifully enough, then you just kill, and you just like on stage just being like, why don't we fucking want Hastings to go on? He's a waste. He's gonna waste this audience.
Yeah, my very, very small group of people who come to see me are very, very sweet and very, very.
I had
very
one
kind.
of the great 7-minute spots I've had opening for Kate Johnson,
Damn.
because obviously her crowd is so nice, and I've gone in there all guns blazing because I have to do a good job for Kate. And it was a delight.
I opened for Ange Love Pierre. I did that in Adelaide a couple times. One time it went well, one time it did not.
Adelaide right now.
I opened for Matty B once.
Yeah.
It went very badly. And then I had to listen from outside the container as he just crushed for like 20 minutes. And then I was like, I think I've had enough of this. But the best one I did was a little show called Ja Rule of Three.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I emceed it, and like
Who was on Ja Rule of Three?
Ben
Yeah, good friend Ben
Squires,
Squires. Ben
previous
featured on the
guest.
podcast.
Rooney Tawa featured on the podcast.
Lucine Martirosyan, who doesn't do comedy anymore.
But she brought like every friend there, filled like an 80-seat venue.
Yeah.
And it was just like, all you had to do to get a laugh, even if the joke didn't land, was just to wait. So you just like deliver a punchline, and if they didn't laugh immediately, you just need to do like 1, 2 to signify that it's a joke, and then they just went fucking crazy.
That's
like
great.
it felt like the thing was shaking.
Yeah, that's rad.
I did a rough one night where like I was opening for Chris Lieben years ago, and
The accidental pornographer.
that it was that show.
I saw that show.
And well, I watched the show on the first night because I watched my friend's show, and then I don't know if it was the second or the third night, because I was like, I'm not going to hang around now because I've seen the show. But he was really sick to the point that he'd like vomited out like the back of the behind the container at the factory, and I had to like wait in that tiny backstage bit at the container for like the whole show, because he was like, if I like suddenly have to run out and spew, you've got to come on here and like pad.
Jesus.
And like, of
you
course,
should be getting paid for that.
Yeah, but like of course, he didn't have to because like the adrenaline stops it.
Yeah.
Dr. Stage.
Absolutely, dude. Although adrenaline can make you throw up on yourself. I learned that in a self-protection class thing I had to do for work the other day. It's like flight and fight stuff. One of the flight and fight options is throw up on yourself.
Ah.
Yeah. Also, just pass out is also an option. Like,
Were you like, nah, I know fucking Krav Maga.
yeah, I was like, dude, I am gonna give them the 5-finger death punch. By which I
It's
mean
just a burned CD.
Yeah,
5-finger death punch.
I couldn't imagine suddenly being able to just throw up on yourself like that.
It's not like on command. It's like you will without.
Adrenaline will make you do it.
You will be like, oh no, I'm throwing up on myself.
Yeah,
Sometimes like I've like hit my head or like I've like been in a scary situation. I've thrown up 10 minutes later. Like,
I'm not
I
a
think I ever
vomiter,
have.
so I don't.
I got
have
rolled.
that.
I did that. I got rolled once. Pretty cool.
Yeah, you seem like a person that was been
that
rolled.
makes sense. Yeah,
I got rolled.
I got rolled in.
Used to have a bit about it.
Man, what a song. I have more. Hold on. Oh yeah, I had
You
something.
came here with some. Have we got anything special? It's the 100th episode.
I did butt.
You
Baby.
didn't think, yeah, we
Yeah,
did
that's
Butt
true.
Baby, we did a prison role play.
Yeah.
It's all firing on all cylinders.
So I've been moving house. I haven't been up too much 'cause I've been moving house the last week. And yesterday was like the
When
main,
do you finish up?
like today sort of thing. Like last night, really.
Right.
So have you been off work?
No, it's been moving. Yvette's been like not working and been doing most of it.
You've made tiny little Yvette do everything.
No. Yes. Yeah. No. But we did the full proper move yesterday, and it was like long and exhausting, and all the normal usual stuff. And then on top of that, I don't know if you remember from last week's episode, I lost my bong. I left it at a friend's house.
I remember.
Yeah. So, and also
You
the last
made
like
the
4 or
Gatorade
5 days,
sex
I've been
fun.
running like really low on weed. So like I've been really rationing it out and like not smoking much. So yesterday I did this big long move. During the day, we also went and picked up the bong. I was home. I picked up some more weed as well, and I had everything. And I was like, and it was the end of this long fucking day of moving that was like horrible and brutal. And I was like, God, all I want to do is I'm gonna have a couple boys over. We're just gonna smoke. I was already pretty stoned, but then I smashed my bong after all that, and I've never felt like
Man, we really need the Curb Your Enthusiasm
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
The-
well, hang on. Say the last bit again.
I broke my bong.
Bum bum bum.
But, like a combination of all those things. Like I was tired. I was already high. I've been looking forward to it, and it just hit me emotionally way harder.
Oh,
than it
you
had
cried.
I didn't cry, but like.
Were you close?
I know. Oh, like a little. Like, I had to like be like, it's okay. It's like I had to check myself.
You
for a
lashed
minute.
out.
Oh, I know what he would have said. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
obviously all
Yeah.
gonna be
Well,
fine.
I was like, and because like the boys were there, and I was like,
The boys are
don't
back
worry.
in town.
Looked it up, and this is just a little plug and genuine like shout outs.
The bong
do
costs a lot of
sponsorship.
money.
Fucking no. World's greatest convenience store on Redfern Street.
Oh yeah, baby.
Man, 12:30 a.m. I was able to be like, sorry, I would like one bong, please. And I was so like, I got it done. I got
Don't
it
you
done
have
by
to
that
say
night.
a water pipe?
No, I was like, I went up to him, eyes bright red from tears and smoking, and said, "Sir, I broke my bong. My night's ruined. Can I please buy a bong?" And he said, "Of course."
Because I went to some place.
And it was cheaper than I expected.
I went to some place with my mate Matt, like that's like apparently like famous for selling like bongs, and it's like a tobacconist, but it's like so all the display cases are covered.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
but like if you say like
I see
need,
one with a light.
if
They
you
turn on a
say
light.
if you say like I need a bong, he'll be like, I'm sorry, we don't have them. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
what about a water pipe? And he's like, oh, we got tons.
That's-
you want one with a fucking devil on it,
Yeah,
dude?
yeah, yeah.
There was this like.
That's like I think supposed to be what the law is, but it's people just.
There was
I
like
wouldn't
a
have
sex
that bong.
toy shop in like Caringbah in the Shire when I was still there, and that was where everyone told you to go buy a bong.
Yeah, right.
Like I don't know why. Like it was in the sex shop.
So, yeah, that happens.
But it was
Yeah.
like it was poor quality.
Yeah, at Sexpo they sell bongs.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
I've seen you can buy this. It's like it's shaped like the Gatorade saxophone, but it's made of glass.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
seen
that's
that.
pretty cool.
That's
an
pretty dope.
But that's like
I just don't.
Clever
they,
gimmick,
They
but-
break too easily. I've broken so many bongs over the years.
yeah, because you're a klutz. You
Yes.
you are more klutzy
You need a
than
plastic
people
bong.
give you credit for.
Or perspex.
I went to occupational therapy for it for 10 years. I get credit for it. I'm very klutzy. I don't think that's a secret. But yeah, anyway, I was able to get a bong late at night. It was great. It was. I was very relieved. So yeah, please, any
Shout
listener,
outs.
be a patron of the world's greatest convenience store on Redfern Street.
That's maybe just thrown his business under the bus, to be honest.
Yeah, people are not going to go now. Tens of thousands of listeners are going to boycott.
No, maybe
Just
No,
just
I mean,
supporting
because you're
Andrew
saying
Hastings' drug
I
problem.
think Rose meant that you're
saying
saying
he's-
on air that you can buy drug paraphernalia from.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
It's not illegal to sell a bong. You just can't advertise it as a bong.
Yeah, but you keep
It's a
saying
piece
you
of
Keep
glass.
saying
want to
bong.
buy a
Yeah.
bong.
You should be saying water pipe.
All right. Well, if you want to buy a water pipe.
I'm just going to have to edit all of this, so every time you say bong, it's just me going, water pipe. Right, should we take a break before we go to the second half of this episode?
Yeah,
We've
sure.
been going for like
Sure.
almost 50 minutes.
Yeah, all right.
All right, see you soon.
See ya. We're back.
We are back.
Baby.
Do we get straight into the we're butt, baby?
Yeah.
Do we get straight into the movie?
We can.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. This is a special one.
I love that this will take 15 minutes. And we'll just be like,
Oh,
super
yeah.
long episode, 1 hour.
Yeah. No, I've got tons to say.
Okay.
But as you may have seen, a lot of the movies we've been doing have been covered by this, because this week we're doing the parody of all the movies that we bloody cover on this. It's called Not Another Teen Movie, a 2001 American parody film directed by Joel Gallen and written by Mike Bender. You can't be called that anymore. Adam J. Epstein, Andrew Jacobson, Phil Bowman, and Buddy Johnson. Features an ensemble cast including Shyla Lee, Chris Evans, Jamie Presley, Eric Christian Olsen, Eric Jungman, Mia Kirshner, Dion Richmond, Cody McCain, Sam Huntington, Sam Levine, Serena Vincent, Ron Lester, Randy Quaid, Lacey Chabert, and Riley Smith. I love this movie so much. I've maybe seen it more than any other movie.
Wow. How did it do?
We can have a
I think it
quick
did
gander.
all right, like commercially.
Yeah. And critically, I'm interested in
Critically, it got fucking destroyed.
It must have.
Yeah.
Movies like this do not do well.
Well, they don't make movies like this
Although, like, I
anymore.
think Roper of Ebert and Roper was like, God help me, like, I laughed at this movie. Like, he felt bad. For
Yeah,
doing
it was like I shouldn't have.
But
Hang
yeah,
on,
but he gave it like a relatively positive write-up,
We'll
like
get there.
2.5 stars out of 4.
the
maybe.
film received generally negative reviews. Rotten Tomatoes gave a score of 28% based on 96 reviews. Average rating of 4.5 out of 10.
That's actually better than I thought.
Ebert gave the film 2 stars out of 4 and admitted to laughing a few times, but not as much as he did for American Pie or Scary Movie. That's weird because American Pie is just an actual movie, not a parody. He criticized criticized the scatological humor, urged audiences not to waste their time on the film when in the month of December 2001 there were 21 other promising films to choose from.
Oh, damn, I wonder what they were.
Hang on, I'm going to try...
Does it say?
No, or, I mean, it probably does.
December 2001?
Yeah.
It probably doesn't list them.
Post Towers. Post September 11th.
It was
Oh, it is
post
post.
September 11.
Oh, like shortly thereafter, yeah.
We're
But
looking at a
this would have been-
pre-Spider-Man world.
This would have been a good salve for that. You needed a good laugh.
Yeah.
I remember seeing this in the theaters.
I saw it at a sleepover.
Did you? I did. Like, me and my mate like caught a bus like quite a long way to go and see this movie. I remember.
I don't think I would have been... Oh, what? I would have been like 11 or 12,
I
so
think
I don't
we
think I would have
would
been
have
able... I would have been 12,
I
yeah.
think we were like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Because it's
I would have been able
it's
to.
one that we got into without it. It was probably one of the early movies we got into without our parents. The very first MA movie I saw without parental supervision was American Pie 2.
Ooh.
I
classic.
think mine was Jackass because we went... I think I told this story on that episode, but we went there with the intention of seeing Just Married, but then ran into older kids from our school who were just like, come in here. It was great.
Just married Ashton Kutcher and Cameron Diaz?
No, Brittany Murphy.
Brittany
Yeah.
Murphy, that's right.
R.I.P.
Well, I think the American Pie thing is interesting because a big problem with this movie, and like we've said it before, but it's very hard to parody a comedy. Right? Most of these movies are comedies. It's hard to... Like the American Pie, there's only a couple things in it that are actually parodying American Pie, but I'll just use them as the examples because they're the ones I remember best.
Well, because it's not parodying American Pie per
It's
se.
parodying
It's parodying
She's All
like
That.
things like... Well,
No, yeah.
Well, there's a few things...
Specific
like,
jokes I'm talking
it's
about.
the plot of She's All That, but like there's a few other like
There's
big
heaps.
runners like Bring It On and all that.
Yeah, but sorry, the point I'm making isn't... I'm saying like the individual jokes in the film. So like using the opening scene where they parody the classic American Pie opening.
Yeah.
Right. The jokes are actually the same. It's the same. Oh, she's got caught masturbating. Oh no, someone else is here. Oh no, this situation keeps escalating. They just do it further and harder. But it's the same joke. They're
They
not actually
zucker it up
changing
like,
the joke.
oh, the vicar's here.
What's
But
the movie?
that's the same basic joke that was, oh, your mother's here now. It's the same joke. Like,
Yeah, and then fucking... Oh, Jesus. What was the dog shit movie? Oh, it was an American Pie movie.
Yeah.
The one we did... Was it...
Where
Which
he
one? Which
beats
director?
off into the grandmother's face.
Yeah, and kills her.
Yeah,
with
I don't,
his
it's one
beat
of the...
up. That's like a
they
lot...
all blend into me.
That one's Naked Mile.
That's
I
like the
think.
most extreme example of that.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, but every American Pie movie starts with someone beating off, right? That's like the running gag.
No,
Oh,
two,
American
he's
2
having
is them having
sex.
sex.
Ah,
And they
counts.
walk in on
Reunion, I think, is also Willow and Jason Biggs having sex.
that. Yeah, and the kids
The
come
kids catch him.
3, I don't remember.
in. I don't. Yeah, I've only seen it once.
I'd
I
love,
can't
yeah,
remember.
I've only seen it twice. I'd love to rewatch it.
If only we had a podcast that gave us an excuse to do that.
Well, it's a pity that this is the last episode.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think
100 episodes of saying it's the last episode.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Yeah, a lot of the sort of parody stuff. It was you're not mocking. The idea of parody is to mock the thing itself, not just do the thing itself did harder.
Yeah, it is very guilty of doing... But
Yeah.
there are things as well where it doesn't even go hard. It just straight does the thing.
Yeah,
But that, like, sometimes, like, that's funny. Is it like it points out the ridiculousness of it? Like a lot of the like exact dialogue from that Breakfast Club scene is used
recontextualized.
just to like point out how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, it's very like, I think it's very impressive. That's the thing that struck me last night. I was actually quite impressed by how they were able to semi-coherently weave together that many films in a way that honestly, like, were they like, okay, so there's a party, there's a prom. Now let's collect party scenes from 10 different movies. Let's collect prom scenes from 10 different movies. Or did they like the construction of it's kind of impressive.
That's one.
The
of my-
jokes themselves are pretty weak.
I think there's some great jokes. Like that's like the sign gags are funny. Like, I think that's one of the
Oh,
funniest
Michael
jokes.
C. Hall and
Yeah, the Anthony Michael
Yeah.
Dining Hall. But like
Michael C. Hall. Let's get
and
him Dexter.
and it's called
Yeah.
it's called John Hughes High
Yeah.
or whatever. But like I like the sign gag at the start, parodying kind of like the structure of all those movies where it says like, you know, Monday like orientation, Tuesday, Preston's party, Thursday, football game, Friday, prom. The whole year is in a week.
Yeah. The Varsity Blues parody was pretty funny, I thought. I thought that was like pretty strong.
There's a deleted scene which
because that is taking a serious thing and making it funny. They're parodying this over because that bit it is pretty heavy-handed. How they're like, he can't get more concussions. Oh no, he's got another. Like it is heavy-handed, so that's a funny thing to parody. Be like, man, look how obvious we've made it.
Well, and
like
the
look
coach
how
as
cruel
well.
and heartless this coach is. It's over the top comic. Like that's what a parody is, right? Like
there's a deleted scene where like in that like can he play scene or whatever where they both keep spitting.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Because they keep using the crowd, like when the crowd like sing back.
What's
the
that guy's
Tourette's
name?
John Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Benjamin. He's hilarious.
But like they do it, and then the whole crowd spits as well.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, like it's all like that stuff's good, but yeah, like the stuff where they're parodying comedy doesn't really work. I don't think.
I agree. I hate this movie.
Yeah,
it sucks, man.
I didn't hate it as much as
I think it made me laugh like 3 times, and all of it is in like the last 10-15 minutes. Like I really enjoy the musical number.
Musical number's good.
Like, do you know apparently that's written by Ben Folds?
Really?
That makes sense. Because what makes sense about this is that like the writing committee is fucking like corporate executives from MTV. And it really shows that they don't know how to write a screenplay.
If you watch this compared to like, because this was one of like the so-and-so movie thing. That was probably like one of the first ones. It was
the first one that wasn't American Pie from memory.
Yeah.
Sorry, it wasn't Scary Movie, I mean.
Yeah, but like it is so much better than all of them. Like they're all absolute dog shit.
Yeah, but that's like being like a fresh shit is worse than like white dog shit.
Yeah,
like
Goebbels was bad, but Hitler.
Yeah, there was something else in the end that really made me laugh.
I just think it's very silly. I like this type of humor. Like that's why I like Airplane and The Naked Gun and all that shit.
Yeah, but Airplane and The Naked Gun are good and funny.
I think they're funnier and better. Yeah, but
I think the jokes don't work most of the time. Some of the gags you listed are funny. But I think the other thing is there's like 10,000 fucking jokes in this movie, and like 20 of them are okay. Like
it does have that
so many jokes,
very Zuckery scattershot thing, but it's so much more myth than hit. Like back to the thing that one of you just mentioned, like the fucking Breakfast Club scene where they're just in the detention hall. What is that? That's like just dialogue with some extra dialogue that's not funny. Yeah. And like for some reason Sam Levine is playing an Asian guy.
Yeah, the Sam Levine playing an Asian guy I thought was hilarious. No, you know what? I think the problem with the Sam Levine thing is because that sounds like something I would unironically think is funny, right?
Yeah.
It's like kind of funny. It's like, oh, it's a guy who's like pretending to be like, that's very lame and cool and like fun, like very lame and funny and whatever. Problem is like, if you and I were to joke about it on this podcast, let's say, for example, it's different because, like, it's different because we're going, how funny would it be if a movie did this? If a movie had a guy pretending, whereas this is going, guys, we did it. Now you gotta watch this guy do this for an hour and a fucking half.
I understand what you mean. Yeah, definitely.
But like, that joke doesn't really work the way you'd want it to. It's overused. If they did it like once, that'd be funny.
Yeah,
one or two scenes with him, I'd laugh.
One of the genuinely good bits in this movie is just the way, like, the fact that like they keep bringing up the pain on Shia Lee's overalls, and like when they do the thing with the conjoined twins, and they're like, she's easily going to be prom queen, and then they pick her. That's like a good point, like made from those movies, but like
that's again parody because it's parodying steals all that, which isn't a comedy.
I think Hastings is right in that like the stuff that is overtly like the overtly comic movies, it's just them doing the dialogue like for like, but with a different cast. So that's not funny, and it doesn't add anything new.
Yeah.
But then some of the dramatic stuff is like, what the fuck is the point of the American Beauty guy being in there? Apart from the fact that that movie came out probably when they were writing the script.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
Oh, like movies like this will often like have it in there just for the sake of making fun of a movie that was around then.
I think the broader problem, which is like,
like also probably a problem. Sorry, but a problem with like those kind of things is that like. Generally, I don't think this movie is aged that bad because I think it was bad when I first saw it. Like I remember like coming out of it and my friend was like, that's the funniest movie I've ever seen. And I just kind of like was like, yeah, man. And I Did not like it at all. But like a lot of it has aged fine because it's very general and based on movies I like. But it's got that
It is
thing,
how I remember it.
But it's got that thing
stuff
where
that
a lot of comedies from like 2000 had bullet time in it for no reason.
Yeah,
and you're just okay, well, what the fuck is the point of this? Like,
most of the stuff that hasn't aged well is like old mate playing the Asian character, or with the Bring It On parody, they literally say the N-word.
yeah.
But I think the point
I actually did a double take and reran that
same,
part because I was like, oh, they kind of.
Oh, I remember
No,
that.
It's like
they dropped it.
It's like, man, imagine like meeting Jamie Presley and she's like, yeah, I've been like a Playboy playmate. I was like in a successful sitcom. Like I've done like all these movies, and you're just like, you said the N-word once, dog. Like, and that's all you want to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I think
What sitcom?
She was in My Name Is Earl.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I think the extension of the point you and I are making that I think like leads to a bigger problem is it's like harder to parody comedy over drama and stuff. Problem is most of the marketing for this film, because of what was popular in this genre, is it's parodying a genre that was popular at the time, which is primarily made up of comedies. So they had to go digging in like Varsity Blues and She's All That. Neither of them are staples of the genre. Neither of them are like like you're talking Road Trip, American Pie, Tomcats, that sort of shit. That's what like the marketing was saying. It was American Pie parody. It was Tomcats parody. It was Road Trip parody.
Yeah.
Whereas they had to like dip into these like not obscure, but like definitely not the movies you'd assume they'd be parodying as their like tentpole things where they go and Bring It On, like which again is already a comedy. But
It's called Not Another Teen Movie, not another teen comedy
the font
movie.
is in the American Pie font.
Yeah,
on the
I think that's
poster.
what.
But so are all of these movies.
Yeah.
Date movie.
I think the
bloody
point is like
disaster
not
movie.
what Hastings personally feels about it, but like it was marketed as like and like you don't blame marketing executives
No,
for
of
being like
course.
American Pie is the movie of the moment.
But the movie
same
was
font.
made as that they were like, hey, let's parody. There was some executive decision to be, hey, let's fucking parody this thing. That's
Well, the
hot at
movie is
moment. What are we
basically
gonna parody?
the movie
Like-
is basically our podcast. Like immediately
Yes.
being like teen sex comedies. Fuck, there's
They do
man,
have some tropes.
this is pretty bleak. Maybe let's expand it to other shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it is. It was such a moment in time. What I was thinking about a lot last night is that they just don't make movies like this anymore. I think it's because like B grade Hollywood, like B grade comedy doesn't really exist in
Well,
film
also
anymore.
Oh, I think they do. We just don't see them.
I think
I don't see them come out. I don't see
think-
the advertised. They're definitely not popular.
I agree with Rose in that I think they keep getting made, but this is an outlier in that, like, look at the fucking cast it's got. Like,
Yeah.
the ones where it's like Meet the Spartans and stuff will have like one person,
Yeah.
like Carmen Electra, who's not an actress.
but
Yeah.
Meet the Spartans was released in theaters and had a big marketing budget.
yeah, sure,
But
but
if
there's
you-
I don't
probably
see that shit anymore.
But
Like-
if you look up like Ike Barinholtz's like filmography or whatever, he's in a ton of these.
I'm going to
movies.
imagine
They've
that
made
a lot
lot.
of. I'm going to imagine that a lot of Mad TV cast members.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll rephrase. They don't put movies like these in cinemas anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's-
yes.
They make them and,
And
it's
maybe
just straight on
for
fucking
good
streaming shit.
reason.
Maybe the end.
Yeah.
To the next.
I think there's like, I'm trying to think of anything else that made me laugh in this movie because there was so much stuff where
I think Eric
instead
Christian
of laughing,
Olsen's character is really fun.
I hate Eric Christian Olsen's character, and I like,
he plays it so well.
and I
think.
generally like Eric Christian Olsen, even though he's kind of been saddled with like a second-rate career.
I just think his line delivery is so funny. Like, I'm talking about a real shit bomb. It I love it.
I don't know. I don't like the guy from Varsity Blues, the fat guy. Like that seems out of place. I don't mind.
I didn't mind that.
Like I even don't love Chris Evans in this movie.
No, I didn't like Chris Evans in this movie either. And
like-
I do like Chris Evans.
Yeah, well, like it's weird to see because like this was the first movie I saw Chris Evans in. It might even be his first movie. Like
Yeah.
definitely,
Maybe.
like definitely
It was
leading
the first thing
cast.
I saw him.
And now he's like, and then I think like 2 years later, he was in like a weird action movie with Dat Fan called Cellular.
Yeah.
Which
remember
I
that.
was like, oh yeah, he's like a bit funnier
Was he in that
this.
Fantastic Four movie or something?
Yes, he was. He was the original Human Torch.
Right.
And then like he's become one of the biggest movie stars in the world now, and like seems like a genuinely funny dude. And also, it was very what kept taking me out of it is like they dyed his hair, right?
Yeah, he looks
Yeah, because he's
terrible.
supposed to look like Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, but it looks so weird. Like
Yeah.
it just does.
It looks very odd. It looks very fake.
It's like as well, like Freddie Prinze Jr. doesn't play football or anything, right? And
No,
those
they're
things, he's
mixing
just like a
movies.
he's
Yeah,
just,
it's
so
just
like
trying to.
so why the black hair dye? Like,
Yeah.
it just looks odd. It looks like a Lego piece has been stuck on his head.
But they need dumb audiences to be like, oh, that's Freddie Prinze Jr.
Either that, or maybe it's like, oh no, even without it being a Freddie Prinze specific reference as much, it's like that's what he's an all-American jock, heartthrob, and that's what they imagine them, tall guy, dark hair.
But like,
Blonde
I don't
guys
imagine
don't
it to
get
be.
that kinda,
but I also like imagine that to not be like fucking jet black, like it was spray painted with tar.
Yeah.
Like I
It looks
imagine
like
it to
someone
be
dressing
like,
up as Alec Baldwin in the 80s.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And like, what else did I hate about this movie? It's very gross for the purpose of being gross.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, like stuff like the big shit thing is
the
unnecessary.
big shit thing's disgusting. The lesbian kiss scene with the extra spit lines really makes me sick to watch.
I think it's sick to watch. Mia Kirshner is beautiful.
Yeah.
Of course.
And like Mia Kirshner's generally probably the highlight of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that taking it to the extreme of like she wants to fuck her blood brother is quite funny.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, that's okay. There's
like
just
that.
so much in this that is so bad, I think.
I like the soundtrack.
It is actually quite good.
I think
Yeah,
even
good
the,
Charlotte suck, but other
yeah,
than that,
but like even
yeah.
the soundtrack is kind of like, apart from like the 10 poles that are like, it's literally just playing
yeah,
songs from other movies.
that was the parts I liked the most.
Everything else is just like, yeah, we couldn't afford Blink-182, so here's Good Charlotte. Or like, we couldn't afford Blink-182, so here's a generic pop-punk riff.
yeah.
Which,
yeah.
to be fair, is like every movie.
The Good Charlotte
We've talked
comes with
about
like
this
80
before.
songs was a cool idea, but I just don't like Good Charlotte.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you'd rather like
Any other
another
band.
good pop
And like,
band doing
they
that.
don't really do anything with it beyond
No.
the fact that it's like,
I don't
look,
like-
it's Good Charlotte doing
Yeah,
it.
it's
I don't
just
like
for people
Joel
in
Madden's
the movies
voice.
to go, oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't like his voice either, so it's like, well,
Oh, I tell you what, I do like Molly Ringwald's cameo.
I was gonna say that. Like that's a nice little nod.
Yeah. What's she doing?
and the whole speech where he's like, yeah, obviously you're gonna go, I'm gonna cheat on you. Like it is good.
We've got
I think I figured it out because we watched Karate Kid for this because it was one of the movies listed that this parodies, and I genuinely think it's only there because she says, you obviously stole that from Karate Kid, which it's not from Karate Kid.
Yeah.
So it's just because they reference the movie Karate Kid.
So I wasted 2.5 hours of my life, is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
pretty much
Hour
it
and a
was-
half filming, hour recording.
Oh no, it was longer. It was a long movie. It's like 2 hours long.
I loved Tainted Love by Marilyn Manson. It just reminded me how much I fucking love that cover. Like,
Yeah.
Manson's sick. Maybe I should get back into Manson.
It seems like you never got out of Manson.
I did a little
I
bit.
feel like when you release your autobiography, there's going to be the same thing that he had in his, where like there's like 2 pages at the back addressing all the rumors about him that are real fucked.
Fuck yeah. I would love to do that.
Like, you-
No,
Did
Rose
you know
Piper and
Andrew
I have
Hastings-
not had sex.
Hastings also removed his ribs to try and suck his own dick at Fuck Club, but failed.
Didn't remove the ribs. Oh, baby. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's something. I work with a dude who, like, my work friend is this like he's the South American dude. He's very cool though. He likes a lot of like 80s and 90s like punk shit. And, like we talk a lot about like music and like kind of my work buddy. And yesterday, he's got this like thick South American accent. So yesterday at work, he comes up to me, he goes, "What are you doing tonight, buddy?" I don't know what accent that is. He goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like,
Are you the goat from Adam Sandler's
what
sketch?
do you I don't know.
Yeah,
But he
the
comes out in
fucking-
his thick accent. He goes, "What are you up to?" And I was like, "Got a gig." I go, "What are you up to?" And he goes, "I'm seeing Pennywise."
Ah.
It's so fucking cool, man. I was like, "Hell yeah, bro!"
Yeah, fuck authority.
I was like, it was sick. Yeah,
I don't know.
he's like a 35-year-old man with like his ears still gauged and shit.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
He's got
I think
the
it's weird
skate
to be
hat
like
on.
a fan of Pennywise well into adulthood.
So weird. I
Yeah.
love it. I respect him.
Like
so
even
much,
more so than like liking emo bands and stuff. Like
Yeah.
Pennywise is such a
It's
like,
such a
well because like you can always I guess
It's a thing of the time.
I guess with emo you can always relate to like, oh, I've been in love before, or I've been scorned.
Yeah.
Whereas like Pennywise is like you have to be like, yeah, I skated in the 90s. And then like
there would be a ton of people like that. People still listening to like Guttermouth and shit
Yeah.
like that. Like
be pure
all
nostalgia.
that
They
like
just listen to it.
SoCal
and be
Well,
like,
skate
if
shit.
you ever like went to like when it was still called, where the Baldface Stag used to put on those
Yeah.
gigs, like
Yeah.
the audience like is
Yeah.
for a punk show
Absolutely.
uniform.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like old guys with beer guts wearing the exact same outfit,
Like Dickie
also
shorts.
looking at you like you're a fucking pussy. Just like,
Yeah.
and you're just like, no man, like
Yeah, you're old.
Yeah,
brother.
they're not selling Dickies anymore. Like,
Fuck
Surely
yeah.
they are.
yeah, I'm sure they are, but like, I mean, you'd have to go out of your way to find Dickies.
But the other reason I was bringing him up is that same day we've had this like 80s like post-punk playlist going at work.
Yeah.
Pretty sick actually.
Hit me with some artists or
We've got
tracks.
a bit of New Order on there. We've got a bit
Love
of
it.
Smiths. Got like 3 or 4 Blondie tracks, which I'm fucking loving.
I can get on board with
But
that.
we've got but they've also doing whatever the song from Pretty in Pink is. And I was sitting at the desk. You know, there's like a yeah. And I was sitting and I go, hey, this is a song from Pretty in Pink. And the guy goes, the South American guy. And he's like, yeah. I don't like John Hughes. He seems creepy with the red hair. Like, he's obsessed with it. I was like, yeah, man, it's fun.
Maybe that's funnier than anything in not another teen movie.
Yeah, but yeah, he was just echoing. I was like, because I don't want to tell people at work I have a podcast.
I like that Ricky.
So, but I made this fucking point on my podcast.
I like that Ricky, the Ducky character,
Ugh.
cops it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like the justice that
it's-
should have happened.
it's interesting with him because the idea to make fun of him is such a good one. The execution sucks. Like like the actor sucks doing it. Like the look is kind of right, but also seems shitty.
It's a little off.
like
He needed to be like skinnier and younger, I think.
How
Because
could he
like
be
John
skinnier?
Cryer is such a dweeb. Like,
And
oh,
like-
this guy looked like an even bigger dweeb. I
no,
reckon.
because you know what this guy looked
he's gonna
like?
be like weedy.
Ducky. Like
he had a face you want to
this
draw.
guy looked like a. This is not me being like political. But he looked like a gay theater kid.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is like say
I
what you
think they're
will.
pretty much open
Yeah.
season these days.
Yeah.
Also,
we
you-
can
say
pretty
what-
much tee off on them.
Also, you don't have to say gay if you say theater kid.
But like say Ducky, like there is some conjecture as to whether he grows up to become a gay man or whatever.
well,
but-
people have debated this.
Yeah. But like and like I think even Molly Ringwald like did an interview where she was like, yeah, dude, like Ducky grows up to be gay, and John Cryer was like, what the fuck?
That actually makes sense. Yeah, Ducky would grow
Yeah,
up
and he's
be
married
gay.
to Charlie Sheen, and they live with a small
yeah,
boy.
yeah. So what I think it is like Ducky, for all like his like he just kind of looks like a flamboyant dude. He doesn't look like a gay theater kid.
Yeah.
Whereas I think they miss the character slightly. You know what I mean?
true.
Like he is very man. He reminds me. He seems like someone who should be in High School Musical.
Yeah, that's true. The weird kid.
When are we doing High School Musical?
Man, I've never seen it.
Neither have
right.
I.
I've seen High School Musical 3.
That'll be an interesting one to
You
do.
want to know what I really laughed at, just because it's really crass, was when Chris Evans gets let through the gate and the security guard's like looking off with a smile, then the thing buzzes, freeze, bitch! Like,
I
That's
don't even
fun.
remember
that's
that.
totally the kind of thing that I think you would all laugh at.
I like the token black character generally. I think
Yeah.
he's great. I think he's pretty funny.
His best moment. The only moment I liked him.
The hotel
is-
room bit.
No, is when he
Getting
goes to
rid
the
of the
party
black
and he
guy.
gets rid of the other black
Yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
that
That's quite funny.
is smart.
I've seen that joke done.
Yeah,
plenty, though.
but it's smarter than most of what this
Yeah.
movie does.
yeah.
Like there are moments when like this movie transcends its own badness, but it does have a very written by corporate committee feel.
Absolutely. I like. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like seems to like keep accidentally being all right.
Yeah.
When
Well, I
everything
guess
about
it's
it's
like
against
the
it.
give 1,000 monkeys a typewriter.
That's the thing.
and
It's literally
eventually-
just there's just 10,000 fucking jokes.
We-
in the
yeah,
movie.
yeah. If I like,
But if
had
it keeps
to-
being accidentally all right, like obviously that's why I fucking loved it so much when I was younger. And
Yeah.
that's obviously why, like in a large part, I like still like it because it's just like nostalgia.
Yeah.
yeah, I
feel
think
that.
we've learned in 100 episodes that nostalgia plays a heavy part in
in a lot of this.
Oh yeah, in your enjoyment of a movie. Like
Yeah,
this.
man. I also think like I don't know. I think it is a nice little snapshot into that period of time. Movies like that were still, you know, they were hitting a big. That movie was big news around my school. It was a financial success, right? Like it, you know what I mean? And it's such a like, oh
It-
yeah, this was like what. This is what movies were.
was-
It's
for
funny to
kids
see
for like
Josh
a couple of years.
Radnor in this movie.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
man.
funny.
Josh Radnor should have never been cast in a local theatre production. That guy sucks, I've decided.
I disagree.
I think he sucks
Yeah,
in
I
How
don't
Many
mind
Mother. I think he sucks in this. He sucks.
He writes and directs like little indie films that are very like Manny Pixie Dream Girl
Of course
oriented.
He makes
fucking
music
does.
with Ben Lee.
Yeah.
Ah.
He toured Australia recently. with
Yeah.
him.
I hate that.
Radnor and Lee. Do you know why I think you hate him?
Why?
Because he's kind of like you.
He's nothing.
He's like a
me.
straight-laced Andrew Hastings.
I
Yeah,
don't see it at all.
You get that guy
Not
to a
bad.
fucking Get Up Kids show and put
Yeah,
a tattoo of an avocado on him. He's fucking probably talking about like ramming some chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead
I
of
think
going
it's
to
like
them,
me
he's
without-
at like Belle and Sebastian.
I think
Yeah,
maybe
talking about making love to a lady.
Yeah, being soft boy.
some of my worst instincts, but without the self-awareness, perhaps.
But like, do you hate Josh Radnor or do you hate Ted from How I Met Your Mother?
I've never met Josh Radnor. I don't. Anytime I
Thanks for
see
clarifying.
any role I've seen Josh Radnor play in, I've thought he was both perfectly fitted to it in that I hated that character, and he also seems to be failing at acting that character. That he only.
I think he's legitimately good in How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, I agree.
don't think he is. I think the other cast members are.
I think they're all better because they're all like acquitted. Actually, maybe not. So like, but I mean, like Marshall was like Jason Segel was a comedic actor.
Everyone except Colby
Smulders.
Colby Lopez is Seth Rollins. He's a pro wrestler. Everyone except her and Ted were pretty big.
Established.
Well, like not big. I would say they were established, but they're in like cult things. Like
I
even
guess-
like
Alison
Sarah
this
Hannigan
was like
was probably the biggest.
Yeah, but
Sarah
like, even-
Marshall hadn't happened yet, but he was
yeah,
still
he
doing
hadn't
like
fully
background
become
shit.
a member of the like.
Other than
Rat
Freaks
Pack
and
thing.
Geeks, he was in Apatow shit. Just in
yeah,
smaller-
but like in the small doses, like Buff, like Alison Hannigan was obviously in American Pie, and
Yeah.
she was Willow, and like Neil Patrick Harris was still kind of like.
it was stunt casting. Like,
Well, Neil Patrick Harris
stunt
was
casting.
He
like,
got cast in this because
of Harold and Kumar.
yeah.
And so, like, Josh Radnor, I think, at first seems like a weak link, but acquits himself. Like, he does get, like, a lot of funny shit to do later in that show.
Yeah.
We should go back and revisit How I Met Your Mother because there's so much wrong with it these
yeah,
days.
That's the
man.
big
I did it a couple
news.
years ago. It's rough.
I did it.
But it's like
I did it a couple of months ago.
But, like, its heights are genuinely very funny.
absolutely.
Like, for a laugh track sitcom, there's a run in season 2
Yeah.
with, like, the Slap Bet
Yeah.
and Swally. You
Yeah.
know that?
Yeah.
Those are, like,
I'm
two
very familiar
of...
with
Those are two of, like, the maybe... I would put them in, like, top 20 multicam sitcom episodes.
I have.
Yep.
If you, like, maybe excluded every episode of Seinfeld.
I have a controversial opinion in that I think because of the conceit of what the show is, when it actually has its best stuff is later on when it starts to get a lot more dramatic.
Yeah, those bits hit hard, but they're not as. I think if you remove your subjective experience from it, they're not as good. They're pretty bad. But like they're very good at the emotional manipulation stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it learned
They're
how to
very
do
good
it,
at
but
that.
like it's also a show hampered by its own premise. At the
Absolutely.
because like when
Quite
it's-
clearly as
Well, because
well.
like when it started, it was like a kind of a critical darling, but a ratings failure. Like it was going to be cancelled. Like it was on the bubble for like each of the first 3 seasons, and then it became a smash.
And in the
hit.
end, it turns out only Barney's cancelled.
And then also like the last episode of How I Met Your Mother, like
Yeah.
is so bad.
It's
like
so
it
bad.
might like it retroactively makes a lot of the show.
Yeah.
It makes it harder for me to watch.
Well, I
again.
really like Barney and Robin. I thought that was like the one redeeming.
I really like the mother.
Yeah, the mother was good. It was so poorly received
Yeah, the
that
mother's great. Yeah.
it was so poorly received that they made an official alternate ending for like the DVD.
I think I've seen that.
And it's if that was the ending, it'd be remembered so much more fondly, I think. Like it's really nice.
The alternate ending is actually perfect. Like
Yeah.
it's just them
They,
meeting.
they end with the meet cute
yeah.
thing.
The
like, it's-
fucking like bullshit thing of like because
This
like
is called
Yeah,
We'll
nothing
just
after
tell you
that
how I
point
met
is
your
at all
mother. We
necessary.
ended it all.
yeah. Well, like the thing is like setting the 9th season over one weekend.
That sucks too.
it's like it's too cute by a mile.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I remember when like people announced it, like television critics were like, "Fucking just let it like just finish
Wrap
the
it
show."
up. They lose all their key locations.
But they
like,
spent all season making the mother seem like the warmest, most likable human being in the world. They even gave her her own
the 200th
episode
episode, which is great.
with her Le'Veon Rose
yeah,
cover,
that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, that's.
and then they kill her by being like, and then she got sick. Like,
yeah, I
yeah,
have
they
that.
did my girl dirty.
I actually have that cover on a Spotify playlist. I think it's beautiful.
like it's absolutely fucking ridiculous how they ruined that show.
Yeah.
But like I would say that like if you're giving me like say season 2 and 3 of How I Met Your Mother and like season 2 and 3 of Friends, 9 out of 10 times I'll probably choose How I Met Your Mother, just
Same.
because I think
it's more watchable.
and I just think it's more up to date and like
Yeah.
And
That's
like,
what I mean by watchable.
What about season 2 and 3 of Scrubs?
I would rather like Scrubs has also aged very poorly.
Scrubs, probably just because it came before How I Met Your Mother, but it's aged worse than you think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
redid Scrubs recently, and it's pretty hard going.
I redid Scrubs in the second half of last year because I realized I'd never actually watched past like season 6.
Right.
Oh, don't.
And there are some like good. I think the finale of Scrubs is like a very
Which finale?
the original.
The original
one.
finale is quite nice. That last season, like, it's crazy.
I think it might be up there with like perfect sitcom finales.
I quite liked the whole last season. Like, not the. I feel like it's one of those things that's accepted like non-canon, the like 9th season or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like the 8th seasons, I quite enjoyed.
Man, still 6 Feet Under, best series ending all time.
Angel.
Okay.
The Wire is very good.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, The Wire is
shows
great.
like the
Breaking
cyclical
Bad.
nature of it.
Yeah, Breaking Bad is good. I mean, let's see what happens with The Simpsons. I reckon we're like 2 years off it.
Yeah, but The Simpsons won't. The Simpsons.
It'll just end.
It'll just
but
be a
it's-
normal show.
Yeah,
because life goes
not
on.
It's not a continuity thing, so.
There won't be a little wink at the end.
There'll be something, but
I
like,
think
it
there'll
won't
be
like,
fan service throughout, but it won't be like Homer's.
No, they're not
It's-
gonna, they're not
it's
going to
not
move
ra-
out of Springfield.
Yeah.
It's not wrapping up a like seasons.
Yeah,
long
there's no story to
line.
it.
If the whole thing was that they are moving out of Springfield, you'd expect that they at least know that they're doing that kind of satirically.
Yeah,
It's taken us
yeah.
100 episodes to realize that we like TV better and are much better at talking about it.
Well, what's like one of the worst series finales
We'll just
you've
tell
ever
you, Mother,
seen?
we met it all. Is that
I just said we'll just tell
Yeah.
you How I Met Your Mother. We ate it all.
they both work? Yeah.
Because How I Met Your Mother would be up there with like the worst series finales I've ever seen.
But there
Yeah.
must be worse ones for like shows we didn't watch.
I think between us, we've seen most shows.
Yeah, I can't.
So between the three of us, I honestly reckon we've seen.
Oh, you know
most
what has
shit.
one of the best? The Shield.
I haven't seen the show. I want to see that. Apparently, it's great.
It's incredible. It's like it's
Are there
a
any
show
TV
that
shows over there? I thought Parks and Rec was ended very well.
I thought Parks and Rec ended very well.
I
I thought
agree.
The Office ended kind of well for how
For how off the rails it goes.
for how low it had sunk. Yeah,
Man, they were like lost so much of the cast by the end. It was crazy.
Hmm.
John Krasinski was in it like 1/3 of the time
Yeah,
by
I
the
know.
end.
How many seasons was? We're all just looking at my DVD shelf at TV shows.
Yeah, I mean, we should just look at Stan, but
yeah.
That's
I mean,
true.
30 Rock I remember not enjoying. I
Oh,
remember
I
the
don't
last
mind- I
episode,
don't-
but just the end run. Oh, God.
I don't mind the ending
Still
of
going.
30 Rock
What
actually.
did- What
Yeah.
did you knock
Oh,
off?
just my phone.
Okay.
I just didn't like the end run when they started to tie everything up. That whole.
Well, it was kind of like a victory lap season.
I finished BoJack Horseman the other day.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I didn't like the ending so much. I
Yeah.
feel like they were angling that they were going one way, and then they didn't. And I wish that they did go that way.
I think that's the consensus. My thing with the last episode is. I think,
Can we just spoil it?
Nah, that's not yet. I reckon give it.
This comes out in like 2 months.
All right, sure, fine. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So they tease that he dies in the second last episode, and then it turns
I
out
really
he
like that episode.
He gets found. Yeah, it was great. And then it turns out he gets found, and he's in jail instead. And
Yeah,
he gets like a
that-
day
it all
release
happens
thing.
way
to-
too quickly,
Yeah,
and it's.
I just it would have had so much more impact if he died. I think.
My thing was that I thought Diane's character was really, really great in the last season. I really enjoyed her arc and her stuff she was doing.
They even went to the effort of like animating her like, having got a bit fatter.
Yeah, and she's got TOBs.
Yeah, it comes up
Yeah.
in the thing. She puts on weight.
And
Because
she's got
antidepressants.
TOPs.
TOBs, tig old biddies.
Big old booties, dude. But yeah, I think like it's they wrap up her arc really nicely with her conversation with BoJack at the end. The last scene, the whole thing is her conversation with BoJack. That wraps up her arc really nicely. I understand leaving it ambiguous with what happens to BoJack next, but give me that. Do something. Give me that. Like make it mean something.
What do you think of Seinfeld's last episode?
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I kind of like it. It's not super funny, but
it-
it's not supposed to be.
But the thing is, it feels like kind of anti-Seinfeld to parade so many. But
It
then maybe
does.
it's not.
But I
like-
But I would have hated
I
anything
think like
else.
I think I remember a lot of people hating it
The
when it
ending's
came
hard.
out, and I probably did at that age. But like watching it later, I think like the concept of getting all the people to come back and like just really hammer home that they're horrible people is really funny. Like,
I think you're allowed fan service on a last episode.
I agree.
but I think the whole point of it is just to point out like, oh, you've invested your time in these horrible people,
Yeah, it's
and
a
now they're
funny
going to
little-
jail.
Also, we're talking about finales because this is the last episode of the series.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be so funny just to say that and then maybe we'll not release an episode the week after, but then go back.
Like the way they
See
should
what
have
you
done the
think.
Summer of Punk, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. They should have done that the Summer of Punk.
I'm trying to think of like other things. Like, what are perfect endings? Like, can you think of a perfect ending for a movie that you were like, damn, dog?
You remember the worst ending of the movie, Rat Race?
Fight Club.
You like that or dislike it?
I like that ending.
Yeah, of course.
Although
you
I like
do.
the ending of the... Actually, yeah, I like it better than the ending of the book. Yeah, I do. Although I don't like the no homo part. I think that sucks. They should have left him be gay.
No homers.
Yeah, the no homos part.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be aware...
No homos.
'cause
We're allowed one.
if you don't make
Am
it...
I allowed to do gay voices?
Yes,
Is that a
you
thing?
are.
I think
okay.
so. If you make it that Marla and... You know what I'm getting with.
Yeah,
I didn't like that element of it, but I did like the big explosions. I thought that was... And the song and stuff was nice.
Yeah. What else is it?
Where is my mind, dude?
I mean, like, I think Empire Strikes Back has like a pretty perfect ending, even though it's kind of like it can't
not
be
done.
the ending.
On the rewatch, well, it's not an ending; it's an end of Act 2. But on the rewatch, the thing that shocked me is there's so much time between him losing his hand and the spoiler alert, Luke, I am your father, or whatever the actual line is. There's like another 15
feel
minutes
lucky,
before
punk?
credits.
I think it is.
But in my mind, it's 2 minutes before the end. There's like another 15 fucking minutes where just stuff's happening.
Yeah,
Like,
I haven't seen it for a long time, but I
It's
would
a-
have
But
remembered
Empire
it that way.
Fucking
rules.
brilliant movie.
Man, Empire is so fucking good. But on the rewatch, I was just like, fuck. Like, all the Hoth stuff, the Yoda stuff's great. It's all so good. Cloud City's incredible.
Also, like the rare movie where like
I liked the end.
splitting up all the characters works.
Well, I read a thing saying that that's now, like, that's the standard for sequels. That's like Guardians of the Galaxy do it. Is you do the first one, it's the team. The second one, you have the team. You split up the team. That way you can explore all the characters individually. The stakes and dynamics are different. Then you reunite the team for the big come shot.
See,
at the
that's
end.
interesting because I didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that much.
I haven't seen it.
I
only
like
saw the
Guardians of the
first
Galaxy
one.
2 a lot, yeah.
I thought
You'd like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I saw the first one.
Yeah.
I liked
reckon
it.
you'd be into
The
the
first
second
one's
one as well,
great.
Rose.
The second one's good, but like maybe I
It's a
like
good daddy issues film. It's for us, Rose. It's
maybe I like the
I've
team
got no
being
issues. I
together.
just got no daddy.
yeah, that's what I said.
No
for a
daddy,
while.
no issues.
Yeah.
I like the team being together, I think.
Well, you're supposed to, so that when you're there apart, you want them to get back together.
Do you know what one of the great endings
Yeah,
is?
but I think maybe it's like
Just keep
wasted.
them together.
Yeah.
Do you know what one of the great endings is in terms of like season endings?
Yeah.
The first season of Sliders.
I've never seen
That
Sliders.
roped me in so well when I watched that when I was a kid because it was always like they like did this slider thing into like different dimensions and they'd always end up back at Earth.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
then in the last season they get back and they're like,
this isn't.
"This isn't Earth."
Damn.
And they're
This
like,
ain't your
"Oh,
daddy's
I'm
Earth."
so intrigued. This ain't your daddy's Earth.
The end of season 1 of The Good Place is very good for that little similar kind of
Yeah.
twist. But
Oh, you know what?
Mm.
Perfect ending. I loved it.
I haven't
thought
seen the
What?
last season.
What are we talking
The
about?
Good
sorry?
Place.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
I won't spoil that. I really
All right,
liked that.
I got a
thought
whole
that
one
was
for
great.
you. The season finale of season 2 of The West Wing is the best episode of TV ever made, in my humble opinion. It's like considered. It's generally considered the best episode of the show.
I would say
It's called
maybe
Two
the best.
Cathedrals. It's very good.
Maybe the best episode of TV ever made for me is either the last episode of season 4 of The Wire or the second last episode of season 3.
Oh,
The second last episode of season 3 is so dope.
Yeah,
It rules so
it's
hard.
really fucking good.
I mean, like, I can't do this conversation without just naming like 50 Buffy episodes.
yeah.
Uh,
Is the last episode of Buffy good?
I remember
the last episode of Buffy is fine.
The last episode of The West Wing is also fine.
at that age, I remember really liking the season 1 end.
The season 1 end is good. The season 2 end's incredible.
Season 1 and I haven't seen season 1 and I did enjoy.
Which
it
is
a
the
lot.
one where the guy says, like, burn the place down and salt the earth. Is that the first
That's
one?
season 4.
Really?
The Initiative with the government.
It's like the very end.
Yeah, where they're like at a table and
Yeah.
it's like a bunch of random people.
Is that 4?
Yeah, that's
I
season
thought that was
4.
the first season.
That's not even the finale of season 4 either. That's the penultimate episode.
Right.
That
Penultimate
is-
episodes are often very good.
But like the season
What happens at the end of the first season finale?
the Master comes back and Buffy gets killed by the Master, drowned. Xander revives her.
Yeah.
She gets her mojo back, then she kicks the shit out of the Master.
And then it has like the Buffy theme playing when she comes
yeah,
back.
and
it's
then
really
people
cool.
like
Right.
say that they like her prom dress, and she's like, "Yeah, everyone's talking about it." It's like a good finale.
yeah.
2 is
Right, yeah.
incredible. 3 is incredible. 4 is incredible, but it's very different because 4 the episode you're talking about wrapped up the whole story arc, and then the season 4 finale, Buffy, is literally an entire episode worth of dream sequences, and it's very conceptual and weird.
I'm in no way exaggerating. While you were talking, I was thinking about the end of season 2 of The West Wing, and I had to I blinked back a tear. I was like, oh, I've seen episode 100 times.
I think
so good.
I think you'd find a lot of people would say with the finale overall of Buffy that they'd say that they wish the season 5 finale had been the end of Buffy, but then they wouldn't have got access to the eventual musical episode that happened. But like the season 5 finale of Buffy is fantastic.
I feel like there's plenty of shows like that where people have been like, should have ended it there. That was...
Angel ended too soon, and the season finale is incredible. Series finale.
The series finale of The West Wing's a problem because nothing really happens in it. Because it's the last episode is the inauguration of the next president. So that president won the election 5 episodes earlier. But there's a few episodes of like overlap. What's it called? There's a time for it, the changeover period.
Yeah.
There's there's that period. So it's like the last episode, it's just everyone saying goodbye, and it's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I guess
It's like the last day of school when you like
It's
have
kinda
no
like
work
that.
to do, but you just have to be there anyway.
Yeah. There's a couple little like fan servicey moments, but it's like pretty whatever.
I really like the last episode of Lost, and a lot of people hate that.
Sure. I bailed out at the end of like season 2 or 3.
I think I bailed after the first season.
I only watched it this last year, and I think I greatly benefited from streaming it the whole way through without the week-to-week breaks and the season-to-season breaks. Because I remember like there were some like season-to-season breaks where it's just like, oh fuck, I'm getting a call. I'll be back.
Oh baby,
All right. Let me check my notes.
this is just like one of those season-to-season breaks.
Absolutely. Where's my phone? I'll check my notes, see if I got anything in the tank on this.
On the movie or just like
I wish my
TV.
mum would call me back. I'm asking her to lend me money.
Yeah, I'm about to call my mum later to say, you don't have to lend me money.
Oh, okay. That's good news. It was a call from my tattoo artist saying they're pushing back the appointment.
Do you want to tell the people on the podcast what you're getting tattoos of?
Yeah, right. I'm getting on the inside of my elbow. I'm getting a sledgehammer and shovel crossed over with some green and black shaded in to represent Triple H and DX.
Why the shovel?
Because he buries people, dude.
Oh,
And
okay,
that's been like
yeah.
a symbol of like modern Triple H.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's both Triple H's and then a woo for Ric Flair elsewhere on my arm.
Cool.
Because I love
Right, I'm
Nature
back,
Boy
baby.
himself.
So season-to-season breaks. We
They
just
were-
had one basically.
Yeah, very frustrating and
I
Lost.
probably yelled that too
Because like
loud.
season 1 of Lost ends with them
Yeah.
like blowing open the hatch and
Huge.
going down, and it cuts to black.
Huge.
Which is
Yeah.
like masterful to hook people in,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
at the time you're like, give us fucking something.
I haven't actually seen it, but everyone knows about it. So I feel like if we're having this conversation, you have to talk about the ending of The Sopranos.
Yeah, I kind of like the sound of it. I never finished The Sopranos. I got like 5 seasons
I actually
in, then
didn't
went back to school.
I actually didn't enjoy The Sopranos that much when I was watching it for the first time. So
Really?
Yeah, I still
When
haven't
was
seen
that?
it.
like 4 years ago.
Man, maybe give it. I was rewatching it the other day just with Yaz, and it's good.
'Cause me and
Where
my-
can you watch it? You just have to download
You've got to
it.
have
Yeah.
a DVD or download.
Yeah.
Me and my housemate had the DVDs and we were watching, and I remember like we went through like 3 seasons of it, and we would just like sit every night, like eat dinner and watch it, because we did that with The Shield previously, and we're like, fuck yeah, we've got a tradition, and we stomached 3 seasons of it, so that's like almost like a month of like sitting down until one of us just
3
was like,
seasons, you should be pretty into it by then.
until like
Yeah.
one of us was just like, I'm not really enjoying this, and my roommate went, me neither, and
How
then
many
we
are there? About 7?
there's
Yeah.
7, and we
Right.
took out the DVDs, and then we put in the first season of the OC, and then it greatly improved our mood.
yeah. It's fun.
The OC has a good finale too,
I
actually.
could go back and watch some of that.
I recently
here's
rewatched the
one.
OC.
Even though it was like cancelled too early initially, the ending that they came up with at the end of the 4th season of Futurama, like that would have been great.
Oh yeah, that's a great.
end it
That's
there.
a great.
Which one's that season end?
The devil's
the-
hands are idle playthings.
Where
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like plays the holophone thing,
Yeah.
and then Leela's like, "I still want to hear how it ends." So it like kind of implies that they end up together, which
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
do eventually.
They do,
kind
and then
of-
they break up
They
again. and
do
then-
and don't, and then it's kept vague. But by the end, yes, they do end
Right.
up together.
Yeah, I like the post end stuff. A lot of the post end stuff they did for Futurama. The like movies and stuff.
haven't watched
Movies
a
they
ton
turned
of
into
it.
episodes.
I would say 2 of the movies are very good. 1 is bad.
Which one's the bad one?
The Beast with a Billion Bags.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't
one I
love
kinda
that.
liked.
That's my least favorite one.
I didn't love that.
Also, I'm not a huge fan of Bender's Game because it's very like old school tabletop RPG inspired.
Yeah.
Into the Wild Green Yonder's good, but then I thought the Comedy Central run of Futurama was generally pretty good. Like it had some shitty episodes, and it definitely did something that I don't think Futurama did as much, where they like very obviously took like stuff happening now and shoehorned it, like the iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of current.
I didn't think it
stuff
had
like
that too much in the
original
first
run.
4 seasons, but I could be wrong. Like it could have a ton of stuff about.
There's like subtle references and stuff like that, but like past guest B Barbo Skirla lent me like all 8 seasons or whatever, and I watched the first 4 recently, and like, yeah, I don't think there's a heap of that. in
Yeah,
it.
the first 4 are like fucking really good TV.
Oh, flawless.
Are you a Dragon Ball Z fan, James?
I've never watched it.
I am.
All right. Well, I got a video game thing and a Dragon Ball Z thing about the Dragon Ball Z video game because I've been wanting to do a Dragon Ball Z rewatch for a while now, but it's just so long. Like there's so fucking much of that show.
There's nearly 300 episodes.
Yeah, you can't.
It's
do it.
brutal.
Oh, I've done it.
But
Rewatched it?
Yeah, I've done it twice. I've got all 9 seasons on
Yeah.
DVD over there.
Damn dog.
apparently the new game is
Although-
an abridged version of that, and it's and people have been saying it's actually a good way to just redo the story.
What's
Because I
it
have
called?
seen it
But
through once. So
Subsequent rewatches, I'll often skip
the
filler
driving
episodes.
lesson. Goku learns to drive.
But in terms of filler, that's probably the best one because it's like doing something different. But there's like so much. There's like recap episodes and stuff.
Do you do the Garlic Junior saga?
No.
Yeah, if you just skip that saga entirely, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, I
It's
think
a saga that you can skip.
I'm an Aussie comic and I'm called Bloku.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And I'm going.
It is probably
and
that
I'm
time we
going,
did a joke.
And then I'm going fucking super G'dayan. if
Yeah,
You know
okay.
what I mean. Open my baby.
That's
And then
just you
there's
opening your
and then
mouth pouring it down.
the bad guy is called Vegemite.
All right, all right.
yeah,
I was
Jimata.
about to jump in with that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm funny.
I was going to say my rival / friend / enemy, Vegemite Eater.
What if we did Aussie Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it was
instead of krillin, it's prawns.
Yeah. Prawning. And he's just like, good eye, mates.
Yeah. Yamcha is still Yamcha.
Yeah. But it's Yamcha. But it's Yamcha down in Chatswood where,
Yeah.
where it's
Yeah.
good. Wink.
Yumcha brackets, the one in Blakehurst.
Yeah. What other characters are there? There's TN. They're TNs, and he's a lad.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
still
good.
got it.
What Frieza? Like-
It's Eski.
Yeah, Esky is perfect.
but
Yeah, I'm on a
but
roll
why
here.
Why should Esky be the that wouldn't be the villain?
Oh, well, maybe it's a warm
It'd
Esky.
be like Leaky Esky.
Yeah, it's a bad Esky. Well,
Yeah.
like, no, because you could say
Frieza's
that
very powerful.
Esky's bad because he fucking takes your beers away from you.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're like, and
okay.
you, as Bloku, I'm like, give me a beer. And he's like, nah, Esky's closed, mate.
Yeah. Broly is still Broly, but he's an umbrella.
Yeah.
But that's,
yeah.
is that too English?
Well, it's just
though?
another
Broly's
L.
Australian as
Broly's
well.
really Australian.
Yeah,
Ah.
my family also Broly.
Yeah.
Also, you
Convict
got
dogs.
man, we can keep going. You got Piccolo, but it's espresso.
Yeah, and Piccolo always
white. Oh, yeah.
No, Piccolo always brags about how Australian coffee is better than any other country.
Well, I was-
Just Piccolo.
Like they
I
go
was
to
going to say
like,
Piccolo, but it's like one of those little bottles of yellow champagne.
Oh yeah, that works too.
But I like
For
the
the
idea.
ladies?
I like the idea of like Piccolo going to like America and being like, "Fuck, who you got a route to get a flat white around here?"
there's Raditz, but it's Raditz the rat.
Yeah, that's
Man,
good.
you can do every character.
See, I don't really know many of the other characters.
Yeah, we've said all of them.
And
What,
so
Roshi?
the world is obviously Australia.
Rochi, and he smokes weed.
Lamb roti
Oh, yeah.
down the local Indian
so the
joint.
world is obviously Australia in this world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Dragon Ball Z is the name of the show.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
But it's Dragon Ball.
I've had too many
Dragon
ideas
Ball
to
Z.
not make this.
Yeah, let's fucking email Rory Lowe right
Yeah, I kind
now.
of see why Rory Lowe does it. Like,
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
yeah, what if Dragon Ball Z was Australian?
Pretty easy. It doesn't require a modicum of talent. just a lot of hard work.
Yeah, yeah. And,
dear.
I mean, the thing is with those things is like, it is very simple to do, and you
simple
can
comedy,
but
but,
like,
man,
but you,
I haven't fucking done it.
but the
Like,
thing is, like, you can this is my pro Rory Lowe argument.
Yeah,
here,
I'm with
is
you
that
on
like
this.
you can shit on him for doing something that's simple, but there is a little bit of like, oh, I could have thought of that, and also like.
Yeah.
From thinking of Australian blah 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 to implementing it and implementing it competently,
Yes.
because you can do like Australian Dragon Ball Z and then we could just have like still photos while we do it, and it's bad.
If you think of
I would say, like, to the people who, like, to the argument of the, like, I could have thought of that, yeah, but you didn't. Like, my argument to that is, like, better people's brains go to more interesting places.
sure,
Yeah, but I think a lot of it is like, I think a lot of that is like, yeah, we go to more interesting places, but then it's like, all right, well, what content have you put out? And it's like, none.
yeah, I was gonna say we'd be in a more position to criticize if we'd done better.
Yeah, like
Sure.
if you could say I come up with better ideas, look at my YouTube
Yeah.
channel. It's full of original sketches that I think are
Absolutely.
brilliant.
Which
But for
aren't getting the views that
Yeah,
maybe I
but for
think they
someone who's
deserve,
just sitting
yeah.
on their dick being like, it's not very funny.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Well,
he fucking like edits videos,
Yeah.
dubs over them. Like
If
it
you-
takes effort.
If you think if you look at dollars as an indication of the value of a skill to a studio in the production of a movie, right? And so look at it: talent, time, effort, skill, whatever. How much money goes to the script?
yeah, I get. Yeah, like,
fucking nothing, right? Like it's the effort is in the creation and the and the marketing and the whatever. Like,
And the
but
proof
also
is in the pudding.
it does suck.
Yeah. But it should also, should it be called Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball VB? Because VB rhymes with Z.
Well, they did.
And then you
That
fucking...
one's
Well, maybe
true.
that would be
But
the
then, like,
non-canon season
Because
after.
if
Yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah,
but if you have Bloku,
yeah.
he loves fucking Dragon Ball VBs.
Yeah, he's looking for the 7 Dragon Ball VBs.
Yeah, he's going to the fucking Woolpack, Gladstone.
Yeah, man.
Just got some good news
Oh,
on
sweet.
the T-line, so
That's
it's all
easy.
good.
Oh man.
Yeah,
You just
I
be
know
like
when
that,
the
just like that
hell
makes
I'm
our night a lot easier.
yeah. Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
actually okay.
But yeah, like I mean, what else? Like, what's the point of Dragon Ball Z? Because I can't do Aussie Dragon Ball Z if I don't know the point. I just know Bloku.
Well, it's like essentially
He's got to collect all 7 balls.
Well, that's like not the plot line of it. Like
It's from
that's-
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but that's like a thing that they have to do to raise the dragon.
It's
to
a
like
it's a Deus Ex
bring it up
Machina of when they
to,
kill
like-
characters.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it's
so it's
looking at
essentially
Dragon Ball's
it's
more
just
from
like-
Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
right?
What happens
Dragon
in
Ball
your-
is like it's like the Z fighters defend the Earth and the universe against like terrible.
Aliens and monsters.
I'm
aliens and
assuming with
monsters that come
300
to-
episodes, there is kind of a stock standard. This is what happens in a Dragon. Like the same way Buffy
No,
would.
It's more like this is what happens in a saga. This is what happens in a 100 episode arc or a 50 episode arc, right?
What? So you couldn't be
He
like.
loses, he trains, he wins.
But you couldn't
Yeah.
be like the. But
Rocky,
like you'd
right?
be like with the West Wing. You'd be like, oh, people get into a political quandary. They talk fast. It's
there'd be a few archetypes of
Buffy
episodes.
gets a monster.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor for something.
Yeah.
Defeats it.
They do
life
Problem
goes
of the
on.
Day in the West Wing. They do little bottle episodes. They also do big
Yeah,
overarching
it's
things
monster
with
of the week versus serialization.
Yeah, absolutely. Where they all seem to do a hybrid now.
I gotta take a piss, but like.
We're probably done, right?
Yeah, but
how
like I
long
was
have we
having
done this
fun,
half?
but like I've also got to do
Yeah.
something.
What's that thing, huh?
not gonna mention it on the pod.
Yeah, can't
Okay.
private business. Can't say.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
secret plans and clever tricks. I'm the
Yeah.
crocodile from that road doll.
Do we have any final thoughts back on 100 episodes?
Oh, what a ride!
All right.
It's not the
truly-
destination; it's the journey and the
Personally,
friends you
I'd
make
like
along
to
the
thank.
way.
I would like to thank Come Venom, Schwart Pete.
Oh, should we bring back every single character?
I don't think
Oh,
we have
God.
time.
Yeah.
I just like give him a quick shout out to Come Venom, Schwart
Schwart
Pete, the Blast Hole.
Yeah, you've
In
pointed
the film Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
4 good moments in 100 episodes.
Yeah.
pretty
good. Shout out to T-Walks.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks to all the guests
Sorry.
who've come on. I know none of you are listening.
Oh, no, a couple
Timmy
listen.
Clark will listen.
At the very
Hey,
least,
shout out to Timmy
Alex
Clark.
J listens as well.
Yeah.
Most recent.
Yeah.
No, second most recent.
Be
guest.
nice if we got invited to Ladies Guide to do cinema, but whatever. Yeah.
I pitched a movie.
I didn't even hear that.
A friend of mine suggested.
Oh right, I figured out.
I
suggest-
pitched too.
suggested a great movie for
I
me to do.
pitched too and got that's a great idea.
I got a similar message back.
Yeah, we're keeping you in mind.
Yeah. No. They're good friends. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
all
rule.
gold.
And it's a good podcast.
They're in high demand. I'm not,
Also,
Yeah.
given that a few episodes or a couple of episodes that we did recently were
Bad.
just truly terrible.
That is true.
Thank you to all the guests or to all the listeners who've stuck with this ridiculous thing
Yeah,
for
cheers,
over
Elliot.
100 episodes.
Yeah,
For
cheers
100 episodes.
to all of our loyal open mic fans.
I would love for some of you to get more in touch with us so we know exactly who each 100 of you are.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we can talk about you on the pod.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it'll be much more interesting for you if you were mentioning
I
you
will
constantly.
name-
Well, we obviously have to thank Ross from Friends.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ross.
Yeah.
Friends.
Jackson
Very
Stewart
engaged
used to
listener.
listen to it. I don't think he does anymore.
Thank you to Tom Moore.
Does Tom Moore listen to the pod?
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. I see what you do there.
I'm
Thank-
being
yeah.
called by the Melbourne Comedy Festival who want money.
Oh, okay. We'll just reject
I can
it.
actually give them that money.
Yeah, so better off just not answering.
Yeah.
Let's go have a bloody
I'm gonna do
diary.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a few green durries at home that I might have by myself.
Oh, fun. Come
Well, my
to
tattoo-
Powerbomb Comedy.
My tattoo appointment got pushed back, so I got time.
Come to Powerbomb Comedy every Friday. It's sick, and we keep selling out at the moment. I don't know what it is. Maybe a lot of hard work.
We just run a great comedy room.
We do.
It's
Come
me.
to
It's
Comedy
me.
at Papagetti's. It's the third Tuesday of every month at Papagetti's Bar in the CBD.
I'm on this week.
A
month ago, and I crushed.
yeah.
I crushed with bits that are 9 months old because I don't do stand-up. But my mixed martial arts career is going well. I'm 1 and 2 at the moment.
Yeah,
oh,
that's good,
right, yeah.
I've been TKO'd twice,
Yeah.
and my first win was by submission.
Yeah. What did you do to submit him?
I put my dick in their ass.
Sick,
He
dude.
went, no.
They went, wee!
Yeah.
It was a pig. I fought a pig.
Yeah.
I fucked a
I
pig.
love
Sounds
to
like
fight
you
a
raped
pig.
a pig,
I fucked
dude.
a pig. I
Oh,
fucked
yeah.
a pig.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Didn't
But
want
I
to
wore
go
it-
rape in episode 100.
but I-
He
That's
was
upsetting.
describing it.
but I wore a gi while I was doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That does change it.
Bad time to do that before my other plugs. Please come to my Melbourne International Comedy Festival show. It's called Goddess. It's on at 6 p.m, 5 p.m. Sundays at Mantra on Russell. And I'm also doing it at the Sydney Comedy Festival. It's on at 9:30 p.m, May 6, May 8 at the Factory Theatre in Marrickville. You can follow me on the socials at Rose Alice Piper for Twitter and Instagram, and it's just Rose Piper on Facebook. Follow. Oh, right. Follow you guys on socials.
Yeah. I'm Drill.
Drill.
It's time for me to finally admit it.
Dox yourself.
Yeah. That episode was a hint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool, dudes. Follow me. I'm at Andrew Hastings on Twitter. I'm at Andrew.Hastings11 on Instagram. Like my Facebook page. Come to my gigs. I'm doing lots of comedy these days. I'm doing very well. I'm a very talented comedian, actually. Listen to
He's
hear
looking better. He's feeling better.
Come see that bit that I did in the Cameron Duggan episode that I don't know what it was.
I'll
right
send
now.
you the Cameron Duggan episode
We'll find
maybe
out quite
over the
soon.
weekend.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If I can be bothered.
That would help me out.
Which I can't.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's it, everyone. Thanks for 100 episodes. To the last step.
To the last step.
One time I went with a friend to get a palm reading, and I handed my palm to the palm lady, and I kind of think palm reading is bullshit. But as soon as she saw my palm, she just went like white as a sheet. I started shaking hands. No, I can't. I was like, no, you have to tell me. She said, no, I can't. You have to tell me. I said, what is it? She's leaned in. She's the quietest thing I've ever heard. She just goes, butt baby.
That's all.